things. I see folks who are just so quick to take up anything on technology. I don't know. I figure this out as I go.
Yeah. What do you think about it though?
I think it's a lot of nonsense.
The AI thing. Like, is it our? Is it gonna be good, or is it gonna like or is it gonna be like a Terminator scenario where it's gonna like kill us all? What's gonna happen?
We're doing that by ourselves. We don't need AI.
We are, in fairness, we are fucked.
Oh, fucking. No, look, dude, I don't think it's gonna be anything to say to this. But they need to drum up fucking attention so they get finances to do their, fucking figure shit out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, science, these days, it is all about money. If you're not getting the money because of what you're doing, you're going to try to... It's cutthroat, like. So politicians will come and ask you to say this, and you're going to say it because they're going to finance you.
Yeah.
And you're going to get published and all that shit.
Yeah,
But you're not getting published for what you're doing.
And do you think that ties into the whole, like, pharmaceutical industry then as well? Is it all just fucking for money?
Of course it is.
All of it?
Yeah.
Does it have any...
What drugs work that you know of?
Painkillers? They can work.
What does that mean by when you say work for a painkiller? Like,
yeah, it's weird. And
it's not
like,
working.
Okay, what are they actually doing?
They're doing fuck all. They're just making addicts out of people. And
are they? Even like what? Like your Panadols and things
when I was going to if I go to a GP for anything back in the day, it was like first fucking course of action is get out the prescription book and they'll figure out what kind of drugs they'll give you. And I'm like, is that really
necessary?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then you have to look at pain as your friend. 100%. And just,
Well, it's a natural response, right?
It's an indicator that, look, you you stubbed your toe there, buddy.
Yeah, you might want to take off the sock, man. Make sure it's not fucking shattered. That kind of thing.
There's plenty of fucking knowledge out there. Unfortunately, it's kind of like the Australian natives in a sense that it's all handed down verbally. The old wives' tales, what works, and it fucking does work. You know what I mean? If it's applied where it should be applied, instead of using it as some kind of fucking miracle cure for everything.
Yeah.
There's certain things that work for certain things. Mm-hmm. But you just look at the food you consume and if a lot of it's shit.
Yeah, definitely.
And you don't even have to... There's so many, if you were to fucking look at everything that's fucked up, you'd stay in bed.
You would.
Fuck this.
Definitely. 100%.
So it's best to just say, okay, look, just try to eat as clean as you can. And
what does that mean though? Does that mean like growing your own stuff, or like what's the solution?
How horrible that is. Growing your own food.
Does it, man? And like, well, to be fair, I stay far away from the garden, but from my perspective, it's just
a lot of fucking work, and it's a lifestyle choice as well. You know what I mean? If you want to say, if you friends around at a weekend, you're gonna have a little party and you're gonna have a little fry up or whatever.
Yeah.
You better hope your chickens are on fucking point deck, you know what I mean? Because
what
fucking Tim and Tom are fucking pigs.
Yeah.
And they want to eat lots of eggs, omelets.
Yeah. Keep them coming, boys.
It's just that there's a monopoly on food. There's a monopoly on everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're the little people.
Compared to who, though? Like, what, the corporates and stuff?
Who own the fucking machine, like,
Who owns the machine?
All the fucking Mr. Lidl and Mr. Aldi these days in Ireland and Mr. Tesco. All the board members.
And who owns them, I wonder? Does that just go back and back and back to some kind of...
But who owns them is irrelevant. They're driven by the same thing, the profit margin.
Definitely,
there's been studies where people have been caught fucking lying about sugar back in the day. These were meant to be good for you back in the day. Yeah, so there's always someone is getting paid by someone
to
tell you
something.
Lies.
Yeah.
And they put it on fucking... look, it is what it is. Everyone, if they don't know it, it's because they don't want to know it. But the fact is, just eat as clean as you can eat.
Yeah.
So just take a bit of exercise now and then. You don't have to be fucking in the gym. Alright, you just go for a run, go for a fucking regular... Get outside more than inside.
Gym's good though, man. I
fucking hate gyms,
it's
man.
Pretty fucking fun,
shit.
Man.
For me, shit.
Really?
Fucking hate it.
But you get to go in there, you put on your headphones and you're just in your own little world.
When I'm working out, there's no fucking headphones. There's no fucking...
Really?
Music. Nothing.
Why not?
Because it's bullshit. There's a place for me.
Nice,
It's like
you know?
I'm here to reach my objective, to push myself, because I've been lazy of late and I'm getting a bit fucking soft. I want to just get the machine tuned up.
Yeah.
And then I get it. I'll have a burst for 2 weeks of intense fast. It's not about weight, but it's about going through the motions. What weight you have.
Yeah.
And then I broke it down about a year ago to be more about your own body weight, working with your own body weight.
How do you mean?
Like push-ups, that kind of chin-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, all these kind of
calisthenics, all that kind of
thing.
Yeah.
And then a bit of bench pressing, shoulder pressing, and squats.
Yeah, Dad's a big advocate for that kind of.
It works for me because I get bored with weights. I was doing weights since I was fucking in secondary school, near the end of secondary school, right up to maybe 23, 24 years of age. I was doing a lot of running and shit before then. But then it's like, oh, dude, I'm going to drink and fuck this. And you just go fucking party for 20 years. Shit. Right, we better go work out or something.
Yeah. No, I get you.
But you can't be over-analysing shit. I'm guilty of it as much as anyone. I'm constantly like, what's going on? Who's the bad guy? And who gives a fuck? Just shut the fuck up. Now I find more often than not I'm looking at fucking comedians that I like. I look at their fucking speed reels where you'll get a joke for about 5 minutes and you're laughing your whole off.
Like who?
And that's Bill Burr. He's a brilliant comedian.
I don't think I've ever seen Bill Burr, and I keep hearing people talk about him.
Oh, Bill Burr is class. Tommy Tiernan, of course.
He's the fucking goat. I like Michael McIntyre as well, actually.
Michael McIntyre's alright. He's a different kind of comedy, but I like him as well. It's more his personality than anything else.
He's just batshit crazy.
You'd love to have a chat with him, you know what I mean? And there's a lad up in Scotland as well. What's his fucking name? He's a young gun. He's fucking brilliant. I can't think of his name now. I'm shit with names.
Scotland.
I can't think of his name, but he's brilliant.
See that gay guy from Scotland?
No,
like half his thing is like what it's like being gay in Scotland.
No, see, I have no interest in that.
No, but it's pretty fucking funny, man.
Well, that's what you find funny. I wouldn't find it funny.
Because he's like...
You're depressing me. I'm going over to the funny guy.
Comedy's great, though, you know?
Comedians, when you get a comedian that is on your tune, if you will, your frequency, it's the best thing.
It is.
It's the best thing. Because, I mean, I've seen comedians in the past and I'm like, they're really a comedian? I just don't get it. And then, you know...
Yeah.
If they have to attack you because you don't think they're funny doing their thing, they're just not working hard enough at their thing, I would say.
Yeah, and...
because I listen to some comedians that in my opinion, they're fucking geniuses. The way they go through a whole set and the content of the set and then the way they stitch it all together and then your face being bits from laughing.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant when you get a good comedian. Like, I can't believe I forgot that fucking guy's name. But there's another Irish guy. He always appears as if he's drunk, but he's not. He's from the same town as Tommy Tiernan. Dylan Moran.
I've seen a
something
few
like
Irish
that.
Comedians, man.
He's
I
fucking
can't
brilliant,
remember their
man.
names, you know. It's just this is just where TikTok comes in handy. Like, you know, you get exposed to all these fucking comedians.
They're all handy, but I always find that when you get a new thing, like when I got into YouTube, when I get into all the other fucking things, you're totally amazed by the whole thing. It's new to you. Like, you can get this, you can look at that, you can...
Yeah.
But about a year later, you're kind of burnt out from it, and you're like, okay, fuck them. And then you're kind of more selective, and then you're more like... You're curious about whatever, so you'll type that in, that topic, that subject.
Yeah.
You start using it properly, I suppose, to your strengths.
As opposed to just getting lost in the rabbit holes and all that stuff.
Just fucking going from one thing and you don't know what the fuck's what.
Yeah.
And so it's good now that I've kind of grown into it, I suppose. And it'd be the same with all the other things, all the other platforms. It's just initially it's that, what is this? You're trying to figure it out, and then
like kind of fascination with something new.
And memes now. I was only saying it the other day to Steve. Oh, memes are cool, man. I love to be able to do memes.
Man. I don't know.
I've seen some brilliant memes. They're just funny,
it's just, I don't know. It's when people talk about memes. It's like, what's a meme to you? So,
well, the best one I was telling Stephen that I saw was the Anthony Joshua fight when he lost the title to that Ruiz,
The
Mexican guy,
Junior, that fella. Yeah.
When he hit him,
big tubby.
when he hit him in the fucking round where he basically won the whole thing when he won the title, there was it's like someone freeze framed it, okay, and then the fight, they highlighted Anthony Joshua as if he was glowing, kind of, but he's like a ghost after the punch.
Yeah.
And the fight continues on, but he's just there dazed. And then you see him going into the airport.
While still fucking
while the fight is still going on. Like,
yeah.
And it's all so fucking short and fantastic. I was like, that's a masterpiece. It's a work of art, like.
Because it's
to
just...
have that kind of width and to capture that and just do it so fast, that for me is fucking awesome. I love that shit.
Yeah. And it's
I love when I see a good meme
too, right?
It's so creative,
isn't it?
It's so fast.
Yeah.
You know, it's so fucking fast. It's like you'd be telling someone a joke, but you could see the vacant expression in their face because they weren't there when the thing happened that you're talking about.
Yeah.
So the meme kind of will, I think, I find the meme helps that.
What can I bring other people into
getting the joke? It
does. Yeah.
So
definitely.
I'm a big fan of the memes.
And some of them in like what was one I saw recently? It was like in UFC, like, you know, it was like when someone gets knocked out, and it was just like a collection of all these little clips, you know, people get knocked out, but they'd fall in so like they totally ragdoll, like, you know, and then they'd fall over in a certain way. And I remember the first one is like, you know, this fella, he gets knocked out and he falls down with his arms kind of up here, like, you know, and this fella edits like a trombone into his arm, like, you know,
something like this. I've seen something like
that.
About that UFC is fucking brutal, isn't it? The knockouts, dude.
I don't know, man. You know,
I see a guy over the weekend get a kick into the fucking face.
Yeah.
They were both just standing there, and your man just kicked right into the... It wasn't like, you know, a sneaky kick. You could see this kick coming a mile away. But I don't know, maybe it was they were wrecked in a particular round, and he just managed to connect. He went straight out.
I did taekwondo for a few years, like when I was younger, you know, and I remember I was talking to... because I think this was back... How many fucking years ago was this? It was when Conor McGregor was still big, like, you know.
Oh, it was a while back.
And it was... I was talking to my trainer one day, and I remember she said that... I was talking to her about, you know, UFC, and she said that it was just glorified street fighting. I think that's kind of accurate, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. It's brutal.
Like, I see the art in it, but sometimes it's just a little too fucking much. Look, it's cool, it's fucking entertaining, but...
It's fucking combat sports, man. It's like, they say what you want about the individuals, but they're skilled in what they're doing. But in the heat of battle, sometimes... You just use whatever fucking instinctively comes to you to get the job done.
You do.
But, you know, you can see a lot of skill on display up until it gets really fucking
but
kill them.
You know, when it does get to that point, though, and it's like you see all these really fancy videos of these lads training in the gyms, you know, and they're like... They're ultra coordinated, and you can see that they've mastered their...
That's all well and good in the gym, but when you're under the spotlight and there's fucking thousands of people...
And then that's when I think it just turns into fucking street fighting, though, isn't it? It's just, you just like, all coordination and everything you had in the gym just falls apart, and you're just swinging.
So, well, look, you're going to get that in every kind of sport. You'll get the people who are just on their way to getting to where, when they get in the ring, that they have it all the time. And then you've the ones who are 50-50. Yeah. They kind of have it, but when they panic or whatever, or they get hit fucking hard,
that's when
then they just go, just fucking kill this guy.
Animal, like, it's that like an instinct.
But that's what you are. Don't deny it. You are an animal. So don't pretend. You can pretend for only so long. Like, it's just they're fucking in a place where they can make their family financially secure if they fucking do what they're good at.
Yeah.
And I say, fucking play. Go on, do it. As long as it's in the fucking ring, it's organised. How bad?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but it's still...
You have the choice to watch it or to not watch it.
No, like, don't get me wrong.
So the person that you're talking about, they have the choice to just ignore it. Because trust me, I go through... Even because I'm not great at we'll say... subscribing and liking shit that way, building up my fucking timeline, if you will. I get fed stuff from that. I get it from everywhere. But if I'm talking about sharks like I have been of late and fucking whales and whatnot, dude, the shit sharks, that's popping up, cool. It's like, I'm like, I didn't need to see what I just saw. And I'm scarred for the day. Like, fuck. You know what I mean? You've got to constantly remind yourself, like, that's the world, the real world.
It is,
in some places, you will get fucked up.
Yeah.
And you're just walking down the street in some places, and just a different animal will come your way, and you're wrong place, wrong time.
It's the state of nature.
You just get fucked up, don't you?
Yeah.
So, just keep yourself in good enough shape, so if you can keep your awareness growing, because if you don't use things, you lose them.
Yeah.
Your fucking mind, your body, so on and so forth. So it's like, you gotta, everything is fucking hand and eye coordination, like, you know what I mean? So you want to be able to run really fast with about 5 minutes ahead of the aggressor.
100%,
and bolt like a gazelle.
It's the best way out of those situations.
Sidestep in trouble is the best way out of trouble. Prevention is better than cure, you know what I mean?
Is it?
Fuck yeah.
Most situations, but sometimes you gotta fucking stand your ground, though, right? Sometimes.
Yeah, but it's different when you get beat up when you're in a righteous fucking fight. That's different when you lose. Then you still feel like you've a different. Something. You're galvanized by your psychology.
Yeah,
you're like, well, the better man beat you, kind of thing. But there's like, I don't know, they're not gonna fuck around with you again.
No, you said something there a minute ago. And I think it's quite interesting, like, it's that we are animals. We forget that a lot of the time, don't we?
Of course you do. You've been conditioned. Something you probably don't agree with.
I actually do with that, like, because we have.
You can't handpick your facts. The facts are all around you.
They are, yeah, and that's exactly why you can handpick your facts, isn't it? And
you
can alter them.
You have to be aware of all of them. You have to be aware of everything.
How can you possibly ever be aware of
everything? How can you not in this day and age?
A lot of information out there, man.
Follow the fucking chain, the link, follow everything.
Back to what? There are set of interlinking chains.
No matter how busy you are, anyone, any age, any job, we all get fucking busy. We're all too tired to do shit at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%.
Most of the time. You have to make a serious fucking effort to do extra.
Definitely.
But there are times when you find yourself maybe on your couch, maybe on your kitchen table or whatever, and you're like, you have the phone or the laptop, and you can goof around. I wouldn't use Google for everything. I'd use Google to find out names of people who might be an authority on a thing. Yeah. Then you can go to a library, or you can go to Amazon and find if they've published recent works, and then you can get their book.
Would you do that? Would you?
Yeah, there's 2 books now that I've penciled in somewhere.
And is that more reliable than like using Google and stuff?
I don't know about reliable, because at the end of the day, their book has an editor, and you're back into the swamp.
Exactly.
But you get the essence of what they're saying. I would hope.
But if everything is, if everything is conditioning you, then is any bit of information reliable? Like, is any piece of information truly free from bias?
Well, it depends on context.
It does, but even. Just like
mistake.
Sorry. It's all right, man. We look a lot into like citizen journalism, in politics and society. One of the subjects I was doing for Leaving Cert, like,
my favorite subject. Not.
It's fucking interesting, man.
Why
honestly.
Is it interesting to you?
Because it's like it opens your eyes, man.
To what?
And I know what you're thinking. It's like, fucking...
Did you see the news today? The independents who were voted in the local elections have now merged with Fianna Fáil in the European bullshit.
Is that true?
Yeah. So...
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I found it by chance this evening.
I got home from work, man, and I cooked up my bolognese and I sat down on the couch. I did not check the fucking news, man.
When I get home from work, that's the first thing I fucking do. I get a coffee, I sidestep the children for about 20 minutes.
Just
to fucking...
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
Kill him.
Definitely.
I'd fucking kill him. Say hello to my dogs.
I know.
Say hello to the missus while I'm making... Oh, that's great, yeah. That's lovely. Yeah, okay. And I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'll see you in 20.
You fucking need it though,
and then I make her a coffee so she can go and just... those fucking kids.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone needs this. Anyway, while I'm there, I'm out with the phone straight away, and I'm like, news. Okay, lies.
What's going on?
Lies, more fucking lies. Then international news. Oh, lies, probably lies. Oh my god.
Everything.
Then you go to YouTube to find all the independent journalists.
Yeah. The boots on the ground kind of stuff.
Boots on the ground kind of people. But what I don't like about the internet is I got to it too late, I feel. I got to it now where the corporations have figured it out. Because at the first 10 years, they were like, it's just a fad.
The corporations fucking invented it.
But now you see no, they didn't. The fucking army invented the internet. The US military invented it.
All of these, like, media mediums, we'll call them, right? Like the printing press, all the way now to like the internet and YouTube and shit. It's all been done with a specific purpose, like, you know, for spreading information.
Propaganda. That's all it is.
Potentially, maybe.
Hollywood, propaganda.
More than likely.
And fucking, you've the fashion industry, propaganda as well.
But that is why I kind of...
The art world, pure propaganda. Money laundering, pure bullshit.
Is it? Really?
Yeah. Well, you tell me so. You get two fucking people who are artists.
Yeah.
And they both walk into the room, but it depends on their personality more often than not. Who's going to get the big money deal, because... You just fucking, you act as we tell you to act.
Yeah, but
you are too free thinking. We can't have you.
Is that not the same in everything though? Like, you gotta be.
Yeah, but it's just, I suppose, the money is so absurd with the art world in some cases.
I
mean, what some people. I mean, there's a documentary I'm looking to get my eyes onto there now, maybe soon.
Whenever you
about
can dodge
the recent Leonardo da Vinci. I say recent, it was a few years ago. They found a lost Leonardo da Vinci. And I don't know why they keep going on about Leonardo da Vinci, because Michelangelo he's the best of the best.
Sistine Chapel or something else.
Dude, it's just he was the architect for most of the brilliant fucking things in Rome.
Yeah.
And
did he do
the paintings, the sculptures,
the fountain? What's the fucking?
Oh yeah,
you know the one I'm talking. It's really ornate. Beautiful.
I know the one. Yeah, he probably did.
Yeah,
dude, he was responsible for so much, and this other cunt then he hardly finished his dinner. Like, you know what I mean? He just went round bitching and moaning about shit.
Well, it all goes back to that Mona Lisa, doesn't it?
He had a good fucking PR firm. That's all he had. Sure, he ended up as like the king of France. He had him as his pet genius, living on his property for free till the day he died.
No way.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He's a waste.
He was a genius though, right?
No, I don't think so.
But the shit that he designed back in
all had fucking scribbles.
16th century and stuff.
Yeah, there was Irishmen who did it before him.
Was there?
Yeah.
But they're just not. They're not Leonardo.
They're not flamboyant.
They're not. They're
cool name. And
they're
shit.
staying down in Kerry and they're drawing their tanks back in the 12th century kind of thing.
But it's bizarre. It's just, I mean, nothing has fucking changed. There's nothing new under the sun. The behaviour's the same. Just a ruling class. End of. And they'll always be a step ahead.
That's what Dad says. Like, you know, I think he says, what was it? Times change. People don't.
It's just sometimes, unfortunately, I do believe that most of the people in what they call power these days are actually qualified fucking idiots. They really are. And they're surrounded by more idiots. Yeah. They're advisors. And then they're corrupted by fucking rich idiots. And it's just a vicious circle of fucking nonsense.
Is the whole... I find it fucking really weird that lobbying is a thing. Like, that's allowed. That's okay.
Yeah, that should tell you everything you need to know.
If you like lobbying in what it is fucking institutions, be they corporations or NGOs, whatever the fuck,
for the people,
putting pressure on the government.
The fuck it is.
That is bullshit, man. That's crazy. Like when Apple owed us.
Owe us.
Oh, they do.
Apparently,
they never paid us back. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Apparently, we have to ask them for it.
No, but
legally, there's some bullshit.
I think they were obliged to give it back to us, and we said no or something like that, because we were so afraid that they'd pull out of the country and we'd lose X amount of jobs. This country is
a fucking joke. It's a joke.
We're not that bad, man.
Well, we're not that great.
We're not that great, but we're not.
And let the rich get even richer. It's ridiculous.
Even proportionally, man. Like,
this country used to be about the people of the country. It really did. It was in the Constitution. The home is the sacred place. Yeah. It's for the family.
100%.
And then now look at all the homeless Irish people. It's like a fucking some kind of illness now.
It's heartbreaking, isn't it? A little bit,
It's disgusting.
If you think what our people especially went through over the course of, fucking 800 years of British oppression, whatever.
Well, look, we're talking English now. That's fucking.
The fact that, but that's a consequence.
Right,
that's not on purpose, right?
Are you fucking kidding me? Of course, it's on purpose.
No,
I didn't get any Irish fucking in school. Did you? Well, you probably did, but I didn't.
Well, no.
I was actually encouraged to stay the fuck away from Irish.
That breaks my fucking heart. That is shocking. I think that we're one of the only countries in the world that.
But what age you know? You're like 19 or
19,
so, right?
Yeah.
You probably won't have your own brain functioning and firing as your own sense of self will say.
Probably ever.
Until you're like fucking 20 years from now.
Yeah, probably not.
And then you'd be like, it'd be too late, really.
I don't think it's ever too late.
It's designed for it to be too late.
Maybe.
You know, a lot of parents are just doing their best to get food on the fucking table and get you to school looking relatively normal.
Yeah.
Thinking like that's the
Keeping
way.
up that appearance of the norm and all that crack, right?
It's the carrot and the stick bullshit, and the more people just start saying, fuck the Joneses and fuck you, and just do their thing and feel who they are and go with that.
I like that concept, man. But then you got people then as well who are against that and against people doing their own.
You mean the fuckers who are like the politicians and the parties have their philosophies. They wear them like a glove.
They do.
They wear those people like a glove. And it blows my mind that these people, it's nothing to do with, all you have to do is look at the lay of the land.
Yeah.
Look at the state of the fucking place. And these cunts, what are they saying?
Yeah.
Maybe we should get more armed guards because the people are getting angry at us.
Yeah.
That's your only concern?
That's a bad reflection on the government then, isn't it? If that's what they have to resort to.
Sadly, people are just... I'm not going to waste my life trying to convince people of something that they should see by themselves. You know what I mean?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can convince anybody of anything.
Why would you? Well, they're convincing them everything is okay, and it's clearly not okay. Yeah. How that fucking retard they had in the Green Party was allowed anywhere near power.
Eamon Ryan, yeah.
That dude. Man, I'd like him to be the first man on the moon.
Yeah. The first man, that's funny.
First man
that's
on the
cool,
moon.
That's cool.
And just fucking catapult the cunt up.
He could be watching this, man. You never know.
Fucking cunt.
He's probably asleep.
Probably. But it's just people like that, for me, they take the marrow out of the soul of life.
Did you see that? Yeah, the clip of him like asleep on the dole.
That's all he was ever fucking.
Is that not?
When he's talking,
is that not disgraceful? Like,
how did that? These are meant to be the cream of the crop, like intellectually and all of that jazz.
That's great, but
and they're the thickest cunts on the planet. They're the most corrupt cunts on the planet.
We're Ireland, right? We're not the biggest, most powerful country in the world, like, and we have, seriously, fucking questionably,
our best product is our people, and they're being exported.
Yeah, 100%.
Constantly.
That's what they say, and it's what Ireland's biggest export is people.
Always has been.
And like we've these fuckers in government here who are clearly, most of them. I think some of them are actually alright, like, but most of them are definitely
fucking lovely people in politics, but they can't do shit
because they can't
affect
part of the
machine,
right? Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like the apparatus of government is broken.
Yeah.
It needs to be replaced.
We can't do too much damage, right? Because they, fucking the government, they can't do too much damage because they've subscribed to these global institutions like the EU.
First of all, when you do that, you should be fucked for fucking betraying your people. You shouldn't be doing any of that shit.
What?
Fucking subscribing to any of these foreign entities. You should be all about Ireland, all about the Irish.
But man, the fucking EU pulled us out of a hole.
Fuck the EU.
We fucking... Maybe we don't need it anymore, but we need it. 100%.
We didn't fucking need it. We could have printed our own fucking money that night and fuck them.
You grew up in like what, the fucking 80s and the 90s, yeah?
Poverty, yeah.
Yeah.
Another bunch of cunts.
Yeah, but fucking...
And it's the same fucking crowd doing it.
We joined the EU in, what, 1973, I think, something like that, 1972.
Look, you had a bunch of fucking paddies up there, and when our group had all the strings going, and they thought they were clever, and they weren't. And they didn't give a fuck about the people. And they still don't. They just get up there and lie to your fucking face.
Yeah.
And they're disgusting people. Those people are disgusting.
But
I'd sooner just leave the country instead of waste my life, because my life would be wasted if I had to fucking engage in that arena.
Really?
100%. What is it for? Like, what do you get out of it?
Oh, the European Union.
They'll just say, let him have his 5 minutes there now, let him get off his chest, give him a check and leave him off. That's the way it seems to be.
Yeah. I mean, you have like...
They come in there with this very relaxed, sure, what are you worried about? And they kind of fucking plumas you.
Yeah.
And just convince you to just go home now.
It's effective though.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's
anyway,
it's bad,
let's change the subject because I'm sick of politics and all its fucking entails.
Yeah.
It's
a lot of bullshit.
It should be fucking,
in fairness,
shrank down to the fucking bare minimum.
It's necessary though.
What is your you've aspirations to be an actor, no?
I do.
How's that working out for you? What made you go that way, do you think?
So I don't know. I was this is the kind of the story that I often tell, like, you know, I can't fucking remember because I've been doing this drama stuff since I was really young, like, you know. I tried everything when I was a kid. I mean, like soccer, hurling, football, rowing, taekwondo, fucking drama. I tried to learn how to play the guitar. I tried to learn how to play the trumpet. I've done so many fucking things, and I just never stuck with any of them because I didn't click with any of them, like, you know. And do you know what? I would have liked to, because I feel like even as corrupt and backwards and warped as the fucking GA has become, I think it does offer a sense of community, right? Because
I think so, yeah.
It's one of the remaining institutions in this country that, you know, still holds a place in our national identity.
It's a good idea.
It is, without a doubt, you know, but it's
I'd be a big GA fan.
Would you?
I was actually watching highlights of Dublin and Galway.
Were you? Yeah. I
Really?
just can't get into it now because I never played it when I was
it 16, 17?
I have no idea. I have fucking no idea. But
neither do I. But the young fella now is Sebastian. He's starting in school now.
Yeah, is he? Yeah.
Just the hurling and the football. So I suppose I better figure out what this is all about. I used to be in it.
Yeah.
But no, I think it is. It's Irish as it gets. Like
it is, and it's good, you know. But
I
it's
think
just
it's good.
like
I said, it's a good idea.
It is, but I just couldn't do it. You know, I joined kind of too late, and it's
one. You need to be fucking committed, though. You know what I mean? Taking up any team activity, you need to be fucking dialed in. You need to be like, I want this 100%.
I think it's kind of it's a bit of a cult, right? You know, a little bit. Come on, because it's you have to be indoctrinated into it when you're like fucking 5 or 6.
So what about all those fucking young fellas in soccer?
What about it?
They're fucking brilliant. Is that the same?
Is soccer a cult? Yeah, a little bit. Do you know
everything can be fucking branded? Everything.
No, it can, but you like. I think the GA, and you know, and I do love its concept, right? But it's like I joined GA like I think.
Did you ever watch a real life game of hurling?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's a great sport.
It's fucking.
It's really
scintillating.
Good. Yeah,
but I was walking past the game up in my GA pitch years ago. I was going up to see the parents.
Yeah.
And it just started, and I have to go from here all the way up to there, and the pitch is there. So I'm watching from here, and I stopped here, and I was there till the end of the game. I was like glued to it.
Really?
Oh, it's brilliant.
It is it's a great
They're
game.
fucking.
It is.
Just super mad.
But did you ever play hurling or football or anything like that?
I didn't, you know, when I was a kid, but I got kicked out.
You got kicked out? How did you take it?
Smacked someone in the face.
Oh, what? That was the end of your
he was
GA journey.
He was going to be a star player for them in a different age group. He was fucking around with my brother. And you know what the fucking irony of it is?
What's that? No,
it was him or one of his friends. The brother's married to this guy's sister now, I think. Yeah. So I was like, oh, sorry about that.
That's wild, man.
But we were fucking mental. We were just mental back in the day.
I just find, like, you know, and before I offend anyone, because I do love the GA, like, you know, I think it's a great institution and stuff, like, you know, but I just feel that there's a lot of like, if you don't play GA, you're a bit of a kind of an outsider, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still can't turn around and say, I hate you because I don't play you.
No, you can't. But it's like I think I joined when I was like 10 or 11. Like, you know, even by that point.
Yeah, but it's like you're saying about all those other things you were doing. It just didn't take.
Yeah, it didn't. You know, and
it's
it
not
takes
the end
for
of the fucking world.
It's not.
I mean, you gotta try everything that you know that's around you.
Yeah, you do.
And if it takes, great. If it doesn't, it didn't take.
Yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't make it any less than what it is. It's still a great thing. It's just not your thing.
That's fair.
Do you know
That's
what I mean?
fair, yeah. But can you kind of acknowledge the little bit of, call it judginess, I suppose, within the GA, like?
No.
Really?
Really?
What about within like rugby and soccer and shit, you know?
What do you mean the judginess?
There's a bit of an arrogance in it in places, like, you know?
I'm a big, how would you say, I applaud arrogance. Arrogance, I believe, belongs in the person who actually can back it up. Then it's confidence.
And the person who can back it up, but then if you just have random fuckers...
Well, you've random fuckers calling it arrogance when they don't know what the fuck is. They haven't committed themselves to what this person, who probably has a natural talent, but a work ethic, maybe. He's putting in the work ethic, he's seen like down the line.
Yeah.
And he knows where he's going.
Yeah.
But all these people who are just scratching their arse on the couch, he thinks he's great, he's an arrogant cunt. Yeah. That's all that is.
Yeah.
You got to ignore all that talk.
Mm.
You know, once you start going out and engaging with people in general, you got to have the fucking peace of mind to say, okay, there's going to be some idiots.
Yeah.
Just go deaf to them, but be polite. You don't have to fucking let them bend your brain.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Nothing. They're just bad-mouthing you, just making sounds with their faces. It's nothing to
they are, but it's
not going to affect what I had plans.
It's unfortunate though. Right?
It's human nature. It's normal. It's just
like that's
it's only as big as you make it.
That's what put me off GA. Like,
I wouldn't fucking worry about it.
I joined that shit when I was like a little
dude. Once you get into
fella.
Even when I'm in the archer now, there's a lot of ball breaking going on. Once you get to know the people,
the ball breaking's okay. It's when people like, and you know, when you're like fucking 10 or 11, right, and you like start up something new and you're like invested in this, and then you got people who are like, you know, your shit, go it. You know what I mean?
Building character.
It's not at like 9 or 10, man.
Are you kidding me? We used to get the shit kicked out of us.
Really?
By guys who are like fucking nearly men when we were kids. And we'd be just throwing stones at the guns there. If you get caught, you take your beating. And you fucking, you limp home and you're like, oh, I fell. You know what I mean? Oh. It's just, it builds character. I hate this shit when like there's no losers, only winners.
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
Fuck off. Yeah, you're doing a disservice to the kids. The kids need to know as soon as possible what it feels like to be a loser. And to know how they feel about that. Yeah, so I'm not going to be a loser tomorrow.
Because there are winners and losers.
Tomorrow I'm going to fucking win. I'm not going to be losing. I'm not in the losing side.
Yeah, I think it's unhealthy actually.
You need that. You know? That's fucking... I mean, if you go out hunting and no one tells you how to fucking hunt properly and you're going to starve, okay?
Yeah, but I think you owe it to that person then that will say if you are going out hunting, we'll say, right, if you're fucking playing GA, if you lose, you know, you take the fucking loss, and if you win, you take the win. But I think before that point, you kind of owe it to that little young fella. Teach him how to hunt. Teach him how to play GA. Don't.
But that's outside your control. You can't control your parents or the adult environment that you're a kid in.
No, you can't. But you can kind of like it'd be.
You gotta
it'd be better if it was.
You look. Of course, it would be 100%. But you gotta look around as quickly as you fucking can and say, "All right, these cunts are kind of useless. What the fuck?" And then you'll find your idols. We'll say your everyday idols could be the neighbor or your friend's father or brother or whatever. And say, "I like the way they do what they do," and you didn't start. It's a natural thing, I feel.
It is.
You either do, but you can actually take that away from a kid by saying there's no fucking losers.
Yeah, and that is.
You gotta be hungry.
I get that.
You gotta be fucking beat up now and then.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta fall down, but you gotta get up.
I went to Dublin, like, you know, for an audition for the Lear, like, you know, the National Acting Academy, like, you know, and I think it was like a 4-hour workshop or something like that, like, you know, and that's what we were told to be, a workshop. What it actually was about 30 people standing up, giving a monologue, and then you'd have these, like, you know, these well, they were teachers actually from the college. Like, you know, they'd critique it and they'd do this and they'd do that, and then they'd like ask him to do it in a slightly different way or whatever, like that, you know. So you just had to sit there and watch other people work, like, you know, until it was your turn. And you know, some people went up and they were fantastic, and then, you know, and I don't find this a lot, but I did in this situation. It made me feel weird, you know. It was like some people would go up then and I'd recognise myself that, oh, they're shit, you know. But
you don't know what they're looking for, what they're critiquing.
No,
for.
you don't. And this is it, right?
You're thinking too much. You should have been more just about, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And just be that.
No, but I think you got to watch and got to learn from other people too.
Nah, they're in the same boat as you. What the fuck are you going to learn from them?
You can learn a lot, man. You can learn a lot. Sometimes
you waste time.
It's okay.
I could be rolling a cigarette in the time it took me to watch this loser over here.
Yeah.
Who I'm going to learn nothing from.
I think you can, man.
You have to be fucking dedicated so much in your head that you know what you're going to do is the right thing. And that's it. And none of these people know it. You got to be thinking you're fucking...
But then that's the arrogance, though, right? Like you.
Fuck, it's not. How is it?
Because there's so much you can learn from other people.
Ah,
right?
fuck other people. When you get to your destination, then you can take in all the losers and say, "What can I learn from you, buddy?" Or whatever you feel inclined to do.
Yeah.
But until you get there, until you get the kill, fuck it. You got to be 100% all in on what you want.
Yeah.
And because it's fucking not easy, like.
I see that.
And just because you don't get accepted by an institution doesn't change the fucking thing.
No, it doesn't. And that's something I definitely agree with you on, you know.
Because I end up going to fucking... back in... When I was fucking doing the school thing, you'd do this fucking like a test for all the art colleges. Drawing, painting and all this shit. And then you send it off to them. And then if you pass that... They say, okay, send in your portfolio or whatever. You send in your portfolio. You pass that, you go to an interview, which is, at this stage, just a formality. But I ended up arguing with 2 interviews. And it was then I kind of knew, this is such a fucking... This game is rigged and I'm going to learn nothing here. These cunts are just waiting for retirement. Yeah. They've no fire. There's no fire.
But do you not find that like you can learn stuff from like let's say other people's art styles and stuff like that, right?
When you're starting out and I used to copy Caravaggio, Monet, Van Gogh, Renoir, all of these fucking renowned classical fucking dead.
Yeah.
Just to learn how to fucking paint, to get hungry to paint.
Yeah.
But then the best way to learn how you're gonna do shit is get a sketch pad and go for a fucking walk. Sketch buildings, rivers, landscapes, people, all that shit, and do it every day. And just try to let it be open to it as opposed to dominate it. Because you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You gotta allow yourself to flourish. So without anyone telling you how to do things.
So you're leaving yourself open for that kind of inspiration.
You are the inspiration. You're not looking for it, you are the inspiration.
You are the inspiration.
100%.
But you take inspiration in from your environment.
The fuck you do.
Don't you?
You'll appreciate things, sure, and you say, I need to practice, so I might as well do this. But you are, all you need is peace and fucking quiet and the time to just sit in a fucking room and say, this is it. Be open to the fucking ideas that are swimming all around you. And you just kind of, you channel that in. Yeah. By being present, and that's your, I suppose, the gift, if you will.
Yeah.
But then you got to work on it too. You got to work on being open and ready, and then don't get thinking you're better than it. Like you got it, the initial thing, you're going to kill it, and then it's like, but you know what would make it better? That's where you fucked it up. When you start thinking like this, you've missed the whole. You missed the point.
I get you.
So,
but
it takes you a while to learn that as well.
It does. You know? But I still just do think we can learn stuff from not only from our environment stuff, but from other people. Because I was sitting there and I was judging these people, you know, and I was like, okay, he's good, but you know, maybe I might incorporate some of that into my thing or something like that, you know, because I already knew exactly what I was doing. You know, you said that, like, you know, you got to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing down to the fucking T. Like, you know, I already knew that, so I was looking for anything extra. But I was judging these people, and I was like, okay, some of them are shit, and I didn't like that. You know, I was like,
what do you mean you didn't like that?
Because I still knew that these fuckers had potential, because otherwise they wouldn't be in this situation, because this was quite a...
Yeah, but you're like... I don't know what you are, but you are where you are, and you are the age you are.
Yeah.
And you're in the worst fucking time to be fucking, I think, to be growing up.
Maybe. Yeah.
But
I agree
at
with
the end of the day, I mean, I used to love actors and movies. I was hooked. My father's a big movie guy. I mean, the man, he's got index knowledge on the history of movies.
Yeah, it's cool.
Dude, he just blow your fucking mind.
It's a cool
He starts talking to you and you're like, vroom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he'd be telling you about like musicals, like, what's this? There was a truck driver in America, I think he was Spanish or Italian. Oh, I forget his fucking name, but
it was a musical.
It starts off like a black and white gangster movie, but then they break into a song. Your man starts singing fucking big numbers, like.
Fucking yeah.
And he did but he'd give you this fucking history. Like I said, he knocks on my door, gives me Leonard Cohen albums, because you're either going to love it or hate it. And walks away. And you're like, okay.
That's
Next
cool,
thing
man.
you love it. But then, you didn't love them all, obviously, but he had such a broad interest. There was nothing he wouldn't listen to. I mean, he had a pirate radio station. He's that passionate about it. Like. He did.
That's cool. Man.
It was cool. We used to go down the way to school and I just didn't want to leave. He had this cool microphone, a skull microphone. It was cool, man. But just the whole idea of it, like in our sleepy little town of Fermoy, that this kind of crazy can go on, and it's your father that's doing it. Like,
it's always
I
somebody,
might get into
but
this.
it's like when it's your fucking dad, it's like something else, right?
It's super cool.
'Cause you're always like, fucking, this dude got to be perfect, you know? It's like you idolize your parents, and then you realize.
It's super. Did you ever hear the Batman? What do they call it? The Batman something or other. It's basically they get 30 kids.
Okay.
And they get 30, we'll say 60 kids, 30 in A and 30 in B.
Yeah, okay.
Now the 30 in A are given a task. And like, get this done in this time frame. And the kids say, okay. Then the other kids are given the exact same task with the exact same time, but they're also given capes. To wear like a Batman cape. Like a superhero cape. They outperform the other kids like a fucking huge amount. They worked harder, they worked longer, because they removed all doubt that the question isn't, can I do it? It's, of course I can do it. I'm a fucking superhero.
How fucking
it's a psychological trick of self. It's like, I am more than capable because I'm super. You know? It's fun. And
that's crazy.
These are they're not informed of anything. Like, it's just, they know what Batman is, Superman is, all the superheroes with the capes.
Yeah.
And they give him a fucking cape and he goes, now we go do the task.
And
on top of that, I think a lot of it has to, the cape brought in the element to play. So if you're treating it like, you know, you love doing this and it's playtime, you're going to be there'll be more fluid action and thought and all of this. It's just, everything will be done so much easier.
Feels less like a job kind of thing.
When it's a chore, it's not so great.
Yeah. But you were saying then that, like, can you apply that to other areas of your life, do you think? Because, like, that's what I find then with music in the gym, you know? It's like,
these are all personal things you're speaking about. Music, gym. I mean, like I told you, I hate the fucking gym. I tried the gym one time and I had, fuck this bullshit.
Yeah. But you listen to music and the radio and shit when you're working, right?
No, I listen to podcasts.
Podcasts?
Yeah, mainly
religiously, yeah?
Not religiously. Sometimes it's like documentaries. I just listen to a documentary.
You listen to the documentary?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And is that part of that, do you think? It's kind of making it feel less like work and kind of more like, okay.
No.
I'm kind of...
Sometimes I don't want to listen to anything, just the fucking sound of a hammer on a chisel.
Really? Yeah.
That's all I want to hear for the day. Because, you know, it's just in the course of a week, you have your peaks and valleys in your performance.
Yeah.
And you think, okay, today is going to be a shit day. You know by 10 o'clock, this is not going well. If you don't recover by 12 o'clock, you just said, just fucking survive.
Just fucking, yeah.
So put on some fucking tunes or some fucking chat.
Just to get you over the line.
Just get there, like, you know.
100%.
Other times you bring in a podcast you want to listen because it's 4 hours long. It's like, I can't wait to get into this one because I'm on a straightforward piece of work or whatever.
Yeah. And
you forget the headset in the van, and by 4 o'clock you think, damn it, it's 4 o'clock. And you've had a great day.
Yeah.
But you can have that with the podcast or with music as well. What I'm basically saying is it doesn't affect the production. Even if I'm in here and I have music on when I'm painting,
you'd get the exact same thing done.
I'll not even hear the music after a while.
Really?
I'll be like, when I sit down and light up dinner, I might hear it because, oh fuck that, I missed that song I wanted to hear. because it'll have played on.
But initially, when you do kind of notice it, do you notice any difference in output?
No.
Not
Zero.
at all. Really? Yeah.
Because I've kind of always been no music.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I love music. If I'm listening to music, I'm listening to music. Because music has a profound effect on my physical self. I want to let it wash over me.
Yeah.
I want to just get all the little fucking intricate little things that are going on. And then my imagination might start, and I might start doodling or writing words down. It's just, for me, that's my coffee time. Have some
music.
Have a nice tune on, just fucking decompress.
Yeah.
And just fucking, enjoy it for what it is. For what it affects you. Music is fucking awesome.
It is awesome. It's probably, I don't know, is it the best medium for expression? You're biased, of course, because you're art. I'm probably biased because I love movies and shit.
I'm very aware of the vibration. I mean, colour can have an effect on my interpretation of what vibration I associate with a colour in a particular moment. But music has that physical vibration.
It does, doesn't it?
So, and we are affected tremendously by vibrations. So, and frequencies.
Yeah. They say everything is vibrations, isn't it?
Oh, dude, break it down. You should watch some fucking shit on quantum mechanics. Blow your mind.
It's too
I'm so stupid. What the fuck did you just say?
It's one of those things that seems too fucking complex to even be fucking real.
I'm telling you,
this shit is made up.
I'd be listening to them and they'd be on about this table. This is a fine table. This is real wood table.
It's a nice
table.
table.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they'll tell you that only 1% of this is
always
1%
matter or something like that. Yeah.
And the rest is just nothingness.
Just empty fucking space.
You are a cracker.
Isn't that sound fucking?
I'd be going into the kitchen
shit up.
sometimes and I'd be there to Lucy. Did you hear what this fuck said? And he's got all these letters after his name. Yep. He's getting paid to say this shit.
Yeah.
And she's like,
fucking
get out of the kitchen.
It's like, where is the empty space?
But it is a mind fuck. I love I'm addicted to it. Yeah. I'm addicted to checking out what kind of crazy they're talking. And sometimes I'm just pointing my finger, I'm saying, you fucking cracker, shut up.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but it's funny what you find funny at times.
It is.
But because I'd be like, I don't go to comedy for funny all the time. I don't go to this for this. I don't go. Yeah. I'm open to seeing what comes in between the lines, if you know what I mean. Let your perception fucking just hooks in a line, man.
Yeah.
And just see what you perceive.
It's weird, man. A couple of my friends now are into, physics and fucking applied maths and shit, right? And me and my good friend Billy, we like to laugh at him sometimes because it's like that, It's like they'll be telling us that, especially coming up to the exams, and all they're doing is just because applied maths is the last exam, right? Very last exam at Leaving Cert. So we were over at Billy's house there one day, we were studying for a politics exam, which was the same day. And they were just chatting away among themselves, do you know this theorem, this whatever, And we're just sitting there and we're asking them questions, and just some of the answers they're throwing back at us, that kind of, not even as complicated as quantum mechanics, but on that kind of same spectrum, say, right? And you're just fucking there and you're listening and you're like, that is not fucking real. You know what I mean? That is made up horse shit.
There is a language with mathematics. I mean, I was never strong with math. Well, I was until they brought the alphabet into it. Then I was fucked. I was like, who got them together?
Why is there fucking letters there, man? I thought this was numbered.
I'm not really... I figure out my weaknesses fairly quickly. I love language as in the English language, seeing as that's what I was exposed to.
Yeah.
And it's just all the music, all the songwriting would be in English.
Yeah. Irish is a fucking great language, man.
Irish is beautiful, but when you get some fucking boghead talking it, it's like, oh my god, you're butchering that language.
Yeah, you're ruining it.
Yeah. It's the same with any other language. It's what you're exposed to. And usually, what I found, especially with mainstream, they usually get some knucklehead in front of... That's what you're exposed to.
Pure ultra kind of culty sound and kind of
wallaby fuckwit who just... There's no fire in there at all. Do you know what I mean? It's just this fucking bland fuckwit doing his they're told. And I look at them and I think, we're definitely in a matrix, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely.
This is all although I had a weird fucking thought, one of many, but because I'd be talking with some folks sometimes about, you know, consciousness and the great debate about it and all of that, and I'm like, what if, I was only saying it to your dad actually today, what if the human race is just a constant expression of a single entity, which is consciousness, and express itself with a species, which is the human race.
Boom.
And the reason we're all, it goes up and down with tragedies like on a global scale, is because nothing is really used to immortality. So you go a bit stir crazy now and then. Oh, I just lost myself, I must compose myself, and then everything is right with the world.
I had that very same kind of idea there a while ago, because I watched this video on YouTube actually, and it was about that. It was about that concept, you know, a concept that I think it's called Hermeticism. I think, you know, this idea that consciousness is across different cultures, it's called different things, right? We'll say what we're used to is like Christianity, Catholicism, you know, so we'll call it the Holy Spirit, the thing that lives and reigns with everybody. Like, and I wouldn't go as far to say I believe it, but I find it really interesting, like, you know, that what if consciousness is being itself? Do you know what I mean? But
you can say whatever you want, because even the greatest minds are thinking, what if?
Yeah,
they can't nail shit down.
Oh, but it's isn't it one of those things where you just can't.
There are many of those things that they say. I don't know.
Yeah, there
really
is.
Don't know what to tell you.
Consciousness is like, how could you, like, how do you categorize something that
it's a kind
abstract?
Of magic.
Yeah.
Freddie said it best. It's a kind of magic.
It's just fucking magic.
But there's another guy I was listening to recently. There's a bunch of them there, but I think this is the second one. There was another one then, like, explaining the Matrix is real, and they go on why the Matrix the movie is a true story. Is I think the heading, and
true story.
The way he goes on about it, like, he goes through history and the point of the Industrial Revolution, and then he goes on about the zeitgeist, you know, the general population's understanding of a thing and how it's affected, and it just goes. I had to rewind a few times. What the fuck did you just say? But it seemed to me that it was done very well, that even a knucklehead like myself can kind of comprehend what he's getting at. But then there's another guy. Basically, it's all leaned towards living in a fucking
what a simulation.
The simulation theory. Yeah, it's like
it's an interesting kind
there's
of
one guy now
thing,
who's,
isn't it?
I was saying to you earlier on, there's a book that I'm going to try to find. I keep going to get the name of his book, but he's there. He was on the Joe Rogan show, I think, podcast.
What's his name?
Don't know. He's some fucking. He's one of those people who could easily be a grandmother from a fucking fairy tale. Do you know, that kind of softly spoken and no threat at all about him.
Yeah.
But when he starts talking, he scared the shit out of you. Because he started by making video games back in the. He's like, that was his background. He'd create video games. Then he made a company that made video games.
He wasn't the fella that was like talking about shrooms and stuff in the podcast.
No. Then he sold all those video game things, and then he started doing virtual reality shit.
Fucking weird thing.
And then he had a thing one day that triggered a thought. And then the thought was the living inside a simulation. So then he wrote a book on the simulation theory.
Yeah.
Based on someone else. Someone came up with that theory in the 90s. I don't know if it was him. I don't think it was him.
Was it the 90s?
But it was based on his theory, the guy in the 90s theory. And then these yoga masters in India, I think, got in touch with him. They said, listen, we were wondering, would you do a book about the yogi and the history of the yogi, but use, you know, your expertise, the language of your expertise, because we think it needs updating, because we believe what you're saying is like nearly word for word what the yogi master is saying.
No way. But the simulation. Like,
yeah.
Really?
So he said he'll go a step further, and he went to all the major religions across the world, and he studied the story in every one of them, and he started finding patterns in all of them, just different names, because different cultures.
I know the guy you're talking about. Was he the fellow you know, he went all about the how there's mentioning of a great flood across like all the world religions.
I think he mentioned the flood,
and stuff like that. Yeah.
But he's very interesting, and a lot of what he was saying, I was thinking, I think there's a lot to it, but not like we think. You know, people say video game, blah blah blah. The principle is what I think is accurate, but you can't relate to it because the technology is nowhere near it, and it'll not be in our lifetime. I don't think it'll ever be there, but I could be wrong.
What, to the level where you could create?
Where you will look at it and say,
where
you're confused
from real life kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think we'll get there, but I do believe in the principle of it. It's like you are an avatar of your choice, and your story is the game you want to play, and but in the game it's set up for you to learn things in your other world self, if you know what I mean, off-world self.
It's kind of
it can get so fucking mental.
Yeah, it can, and that's quite a nice kind of symbolic kind of.
But there's no people are saying I'm not an invention. That's what they're not listening. You are. It's like there's a certain witch theory, or not theory. It's practice, really. It's basically an understanding of life from a particular witchcraft, where you write your life, your parents and all of your experiences will be written in this hand, and then there might be a bit of editing done, and it's going to be in this hand if you're right-handed, and that is your story, if you will. Of your life that you have written, that you want to learn or experience. It's all there.
Up to that point or thereafter kind of thing?
No, when you're born, how you live, and when you die.
But it's all predetermined.
By you. You are simply an expression of you who's not physically in this realm. That's one of their...
What does that mean, though?
It's basically the same as what this guy's saying.
So, are we in a simulation? The real me is outside the simulation?
Yes.
Or are you saying that it's
the
like...
real you... Do you ever hear of a book called Dungeons and Dragons?
I have heard of Dungeons and Dragons. The board game.
Well, the book I...
Was there a book beforehand?
There was books when I was a kid, right?
I don't know the books, man. I know the board game.
When I was a kid, there were these books. I suppose 8 or 9 maybe years old. And you get a book, and you pick a character. And you're told what these characters can do.
Oh, that's cool.
And he goes, okay, I'm going to be this guy. This guy's got it all.
And then
you're off on this adventure.
That's cool.
And then at the end of a chapter, there could be a cliffhanger at the end of the story. And then you're given options. Do you choose A, B, C, or D? And you say, that will dictate in what chapter you go to next. And then it's
fucking cool, man. That's really cool.
But this is all tied into this whole fucking thing. And that's why I'm thinking, Jesus, this is very familiar. Because it's like you've been given seeds of fucking information from birth up until...
So it's like...
Ties it all together kind of for you and makes you understand it better, you think. For you, anyway.
So the characters in the book are just floating around doing their thing.
But here's the thing. The body is the problem, because the body, the feeling that the body feels... It's like in the video game. You go around, you knock people down, you shoot people. You don't give a fuck. It's a game. See, our comprehension of it is this. They're just characters.
Yeah.
But his alleged fact would be that the characters are feeling everything that fucking happens to them, and you're unaware of this fact. But it's still not gonna. It's not gonna dictate. We'll say
how you feel about
how long you last in the game.
Yeah.
You know, it's just they're there. The experiences are there, and like I was saying, you can go. It's like this psychologist thing I was looking at years ago about method actors. They'll say that they're affected by their craft, and they don't know why, because what the psychologists believe, they get so tuned into the character that they create the character basically, and they live and breathe it, and their brain doesn't know that they're acting.
Yeah.
So their brain registers all that happens to that character as well. This shit happened, man.
Yeah, you're breaking down that barrier between, and that's one thing I love about acting. Like, but it's great admiration.
Your reality can be from fucking a cup, an ashtray, a lighter, to soup. It's all soup.
Yeah.
You've nothing to fucking. Do you know what I mean? You're in quicksand of a sort. It's a dangerous place to go for some people, because they can't come from the soup back to the cup and back to the... They can't...
Yeah.
Do you know, they can pour so much one way that they get stuck there.
Yeah. What we look at a lot of method actors actually, you know, when we're studying for exams. And
I
stuff.
think they're all fucking mental.
Oh, 100%. There's a certain amount of lunacy I think required for something like that, you know. But it's like Daniel Day-Lewis was the really famous one, you know.
Yeah.
His wife said that she's lived with 16 different men.
Because he was in an official loony bin once upon a time.
Oh, was he? Yeah, is that right?
He was.
I'd fucking believe it, man. You know, because when you're bringing work home in that sense, when you're bringing these characters into the real world and you're taking them with you, not taking them with you, when you're becoming them, I think that's when you're breaking down that barrier between.
I think it's just
what's
fucking
real and what's.
It's basically, for me, when I see these kind of people, I think it's like some kind of artistic fucking masturbation on their part.
Oh, is it though? I don't know, man.
I've seen some of the best acting I've ever seen have been by the funnest people ever who have no interest in method acting. They're just playing. They're playing with an idea that they were given by a director, and the director is directing them, and they're playing with it.
Yeah.
And they do such a super fucking job, and it could be the most emotional speech you'll ever get from a character in the context of a movie, and it hits you. And they can just say, well, that was fun, and off they go playing tennis or whatever the fuck they do.
And then you'll have the other guy who's like...
The other guy's going home and
this is me.
He's tortured, like, you know what I mean? You need help. Go get 100%. Help. You know, so it's funny. I mean, I think all art accommodates all kind of minds. You know what I mean? You can't be so fucked up that you're not going to be able to express it in an art form. That's the freedom of it all. If you can just get your shit together long enough to do it. And
art is subjective, right?
It is, yeah. Like I was saying earlier on, you have intention and you have reception.
Yeah.
So you can only control one.
100%.
You can't control both. And even controlling the one is a fucking lie in the beginning. The control starts with you putting yourself out there to receive the fucking idea.
Yeah.
But you don't know what the fuck that means to
everybody else.
When you put it out there.
Is the most important thing then what the art you're creating means to you?
No.
Should
the fact that you fucking just get out of the way and do it, and do as you're told.
Yeah. But what's more important is my question is it other people's reception of your art, or is it your
it's
own?
None of your business once it's finished.
Okay.
None of your business.
It just is.
What people say about you is none of your business. What people say about your work is none of your business. Only the cunts who are paying you, they gotta be happy.
Yeah.
You know. But if you're happy with it, they'll be delighted with it, because you're gonna love what you're doing. You're gonna take the time to learn more, and then you might come across something you've never done, but it's in the wheelhouse of what you do, and you'll get there way quicker. You'll download the fucking problem and you'll have the solution, or a solution, way quicker than someone who's just fresh to it, like, you know, because you have an aptitude for it that you've been nurturing all these years. So yeah, you get it. And it's the same. I mean, like, I know when a painting is fucked. I just know.
What does that mean though? Like,
it means I've interfered. It means I thought I could make it look cool. I could be this. I could make it look really rock star shit painting.
And what, that changes the whole intention.
It fucks
of the thing.
The intention. It buries the intention.
Does it?
It totally defaces, decapitates.
Is that not just part of the fucking journey though, man?
No, fuck off with your journey, bullshit.
You draw a pony and then you decide, okay, I'm gonna give the fucking pony a jacket.
Some people are lucky that way. That's all they can. They'll just draw from photographs, or they'll trace a thing, which is grand.
No, not that.
The commercial side of shit.
You decide to interfere with your art. And is that not...
You know when you've interfered. You get a feeling.
Oh, really? It's an actual...
There's a hesitation. And it's like...
I ruined it. Kind of thing, is it?
Oh, yeah. For me, that's it, anyway.
But then do you think if you showed that to someone else then... I think you mentioned that reason, actually. It was like, someone else then might look and be like, oh, I love what you did with this. But then you feel like, nah, man, I fucking ruined it when I did that.
If they saw what it should have been, they'd have been... If they really genuinely like or love this piece, what they'd have wet themselves if they saw what it should have been.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I get that a lot, actually, you know, because like I had my final grade 8 drama exam back in February, like, you know, and you always have that intention, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the reception, right? And you can't control the reception. All you can control is what you're doing and how you intend for it to be perceived, right? So it's like I had to do 3 monologues, you know, for 3 separate different characters from 3 separate different fucking time periods. One kind of Shakespearean-esque kind of one before 2000, so that could be anything from fucking 1700s all through to 1999, whatever, and then one contemporary piece, 2000 onwards, like, you know. And I chose my pieces well in advance. I read the plays. I fucking came up with characters, like, you know. I researched the places that these characters live in, like, you know.
Right.
And I create a character and I create a scenario that this scene is set in, like, you know, the one that I'm performing. And then I'll go up on stage on the day of my exam with a very precise intention on how I want this to go, you know. And then it was like I went up and performed my 3 pieces, and in each of the 3, you get to a moment where it's like you have to inhabit the character. Right, you have to become it, and you have to forget that you're in an exam for a little while, you know. But then every now and again, and it still happens, and I really hope that I'll get to a position one day where I can kind of forget about it. But what happens at this point is that every now and again, I'll come back to the moment. I realize, oh shit, I'm in an exam, you know, and that's when it fucking falls apart a little bit, and that's when I feel like I fucked my scene, you know, because I've interfered with it, you know. You say that, you know, you try to make your art look cool, whereas now I'm after coming back to the exams, and now I'm trying to do something that I think the examiner will like, you know? And then I feel like afterwards I'm like, I fucked that, man. Yeah. But then I got my result back and it was like 95%, like, you know. Yeah. So I was like, okay, he loved that, but I feel shit about it. I don't feel like that was good
maybe
enough.
He understands that.
No, but I don't think that's it's a noticeable thing. I feel like
people who are long in the tooth, they know what they're looking at.
But like you said, you know, it's like if someone could see what your art should have been.
But I remember I shared a studio with a buddy of mine. He had this fucking guy. He'd bust your balls, like he won't fucking blow smoke up your ass. He's an artist as well.
That's good though, you know.
And
you need that.
He kind of know. The minute I'm painting there, he's painting here, and we're chit chatting away and blah blah blah, and then he look over and then he'll look and say, you fucked it up. And he'd know that I fucked it up, because I'd be there like whatever and I'd know when he'd fuck something up. It was.
And would you call each other out on it though?
It's not like that. It's like there was no kind of there was nowhere to hide. Like, you know, there'd be no hiding. Because
that's cool.
He had a completely different background to me.
Yeah.
He went through the education system. He had college. He had experience. You know, and I didn't have any of this. I was just fucking shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
And basically waiting for the whatever, like a fucking Navajo Indian up in the mountain.
Yeah. I get you.
You know what I mean? And I'm having this fucking, it's going to be there. And he's like, you got to plan it. What are you doing? And I'm like, you don't know what I'm doing. The Force. I'm using the Force.
You don't believe in that fucking.
And then I look at him, and he's got about 10 paintings finished today. Okay. And I'm like, I think I'll fuck this one up. And he's just like, you're tapped.
Are they good though?
Yeah.
The paintings that he comes out with at the end.
Oh yeah, they are.
But do you still feel like then though that like
it's just different to what I do?
Planning something would fuck up your work.
For me, planning a thing to the degree that he plans, or my plan is get a coffee, get in the studio, and at least be in the environment, and just submerge yourself into it and just see what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you know there's a queue of shit waiting for you to cop the fuck on.
Yeah.
So cop the fuck on. I get in her then and I look for every little thing. I should sweep the floor. I should do this. I should do that.
Yeah.
Everything but the painting. And that's when you know, like, you're guilty then. You've that guilty feeling coming up in your chest. And you're like, then you get agitated with yourself.
What are you guilty about though? What's
wasting time and not focusing. Because there's all these contradictions, and they're all forces of nature. And I'm like, storm, you know. But it's what I signed up for. It's what I accepted.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not under pressure.
Yeah.
That's why I don't. That's why I'm not selling paintings, because I don't need your fucking deadline or your stupid idea. if you want that, go find someone who does that. I'm more interested in something more. And when it comes, I'll jump on it and I'll beat the shit out of the canvas until it's there.
That's cool, man.
And if someone buys it later on down the road, yippee. If they don't, fuck you.
That's not.
I don't care. That's not driving me.
Yeah.
If I don't paint, dude, if I'm not sitting in here at least a couple of times a week, even if I'm not painting, I could be in here just fucking
staring at the fucking ceiling,
just looking for new things or whatever, or just being open to what I should be, whatever. It's only the last couple of years I got this calmness come over me. I'm not beating myself up. If I'm not painting, there's a reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
I've exhausted my fucking keg of beer, we'll say. At the start of a fresh keg, it's a lot of slop, and at the end of it, it's kind of shitty. But in the middle, a lot of good times are had. So I've just fucking finished the keg, we'll say, about a year ago.
Replace the fucking keg.
So now, well, it is, but it's got to go through its natural order. And you can feel it. It whispers to you, like, you know, you start writing crazy shit down. You're like, that could be a song, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just crazy. But once you're putting words down, then you're scribbling, then it's starting to boil, starting to come along, and then you just. I say, look, I'm just going to paint. Just going to start painting. I'm going to just pick 2 colors, get a knife, get a brush, and just paint. Just do the physical action. It's like if you force a smile, there's a muscle reaction in your whole face that changes your actual mood. Just like 300 plus muscles or something required just for you to smile.
Yeah, something like that.
And that can trigger
that fucking response.
It's like you kickstart a good mood or get you out of a funk.
Yeah.
But so the physical act of painting, it could be whatever way the light hits, whatever way the brush turns the paint, it'll trigger like a jolt of electricity. Oh, I know what I'm going to paint, and off you go. You're just invigorated, just like that. No matter what's going on in your life, and you're off to the races.
But it triggers a fucking like physical response.
Yeah, because like I said, it's there.
It's not like the
you are the
moment
inspiration. It's just the reality that you're living in, the responsibilities that you're obligated to, are kind of just stretching you too thin, and you just haven't got yourself into the condition for what you need to do. But you're so confident with your track record, we'll say, of finally getting there. But you get there always. So I will get there. Just don't beat yourself up over it.
Cool, man.
So you just gotta, it's like you can't have anyone dictate shit to you when it comes to your art. I think it's just,
it's your own.
You don't know, you have a fair idea because it's an internal monologue.
It is.
No one's aware of what the fuck's been said to you. You don't know where these voices are coming from, or these voices, probably the wrong word, but you can get a conversation on a feeling.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
You get a block of information on a feeling.
And you can never fully understand, like as an outsider, you can never, like even, I'm looking at this painting now, right, and it's like, I have no idea what the fuck was going on in your head when you painted that, and it's like, then you'll get these like pompous art critics, and they'll come along and they'll be like, yes, I can see from your brush strokes that you were feeling X, Y, and Z, and you intended it to be perceived in this way.
Most people are crazy.
Isn't it fucking nuts though? It's like you have no idea, man.
I remember in school even when you'd be doing history and they'd be saying, well, he was thinking, I'm like, did you meet him?
Did you
have coffee with
Were you there, man?
Did he tell you this? But someone who studied his work, that's their fucking idea.
Yeah.
And you're just regurgitating this bullshit lie. I have no interest in you anymore. And I have no respect for a teacher who does this. None.
Yeah.
They got to come in here and they got to be fucking as mad as a brush about the subject that they're teaching.
Yeah, definitely.
And just say, look, to throw the book out the fucking window and just give me your fucking 10 cents.
They're the best fucking teachers.
You know what I mean? If you're lucky, you'll get 1 or 2 in your lifetime.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be in school to find them. You know what I mean?
You don't fucking, you can learn things from anyone. That was my whole thing about, you can take inspiration from fucking...
But that's the great thing about, I suppose, growing. Because that's what it is. You're growing.
Yeah, you are.
you're a prisoner to your body for the first 20 years because your brain's not fully developed. Your hormones are like a fucking 4th of July fireworks show, and you're just fucking all over the shop. You're not even in charge.
You're not.
And there's so many different fucking... If you break it down back to the quantum mechanics, man, there's so many environments. You're like a multiverse.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You embody like a multiverse.
Yeah.
And there's no one in charge. It's like they all take turns of being in charge.
Did you ever see that thing?
On a biological level.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Is it if you take every fucking blood vessel in your body and you put them like end to end, you can like I think there's enough fucking length there to like wrap around the planet like 3 times.
I've heard a bunch of those Scooby-Doo fucking things.
But for a minute it is just like for a second we'll say it is true, right? And then you got that, just the blood system, and then you got your fucking neurons and your thoughts and shit, and they're firing, and it's like
they know fuck all.
No, but you are a fucking entity, aren't you? You know? And you're a fucking boundless entity.
Excuse me.
You are
God damn it, steak. But listen to me when I tell you this, young man. Don't let any fucking politician or government or company or any CEO, board of directors or anything who thinks they're an authority or anything ever tell you that you're insignificant. Because you're not. Like, the amount of people who go around thinking like they're just normal people, that's a disgusting expression in the first place.
Normal people, yeah.
You know, everyone is a fucking force of nature. Like, everyone is here for a reason. Although, if you go back to the simulation guy, there's just a bunch of shit there just to make up numbers in the background.
We're just fucking avatars.
But you're an avatar of a god. So you have to...
That's cool, isn't it?
You know
or maybe we're all one and the same, you know? That's the thing about the consciousness, right? It's like... What if we are...
This would be mad. This is like a Johnny Depp movie. It could be like... What was that one he had? It was The Secret Window or something, where he has like a mental breakdown.
Yeah, he's the author, isn't he? I think
he's a fucking...
something like that.
The story is fucking brilliant, but the guy with the hat shows up, and it's like Fight Club in a sense. I remember I ruined that for my brother.
It's a great movie.
I'm going to watch a Fight Club today. He goes, you're going to love it. I said, Brad Pitt's not even Brad Pitt, no, man. And he's like...
That's the whole movie. God, man, you defeated the whole fucking purpose.
He was like, you fuck off. And then he was watching the movie, and then he said, halfway through the movie, I just... Fuck.
That's like someone coming to you, hey, James, I'm going to embark on this fucking
But it's
quest
still a great movie.
It is. But when you have that fucking reveal, man, it's like, shit, what is real, you know? Makes you look at your own life and fucking be like...
But that's what I like, movies like that.
Yeah, it makes you think.
Poke holes in your fucking perception, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's I mean, we're all fucking duped into... You'd have some people then who'd say, well, a little bit of information is a bad thing for some people. And I'm like, that's a bit condescending now.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, just a tad. Because we all know we live in a fucking time where... Well, we think we live in a time where information is misinformation. You can't guess real information. But you can go back to fucking the first newspapers, and that could be the case there. I mean, I heard an interview with Bob Geldof about a long time ago, and he started listing off about when the radio was invented. Was it the radio or the phone?
Was he there?
When the phone was in, he was just talking to a professor of some shit.
Whatever, yeah.
And he was giving him these historical statistics about it. Just coincidentally, when the phone, I think, was invented, on a global scale, wars went up. And then when the TV or the radio was invented, they went up
down.
again. But it always came down to like back to a base, we'll say, a baseline.
Yeah.
But every time there was a communications invention, innovation, globally, there was it soared in conflict.
Why?
Because people got talking to people, that's why.
Different people.
Clash of ideas and beliefs. Some people are just so conditioned
that
they can't appreciate someone telling them what they think. Although it's different. You tell me about your religion, I tell you about my religion. I said, that's interesting, good for you. And you say, yeah, but if you don't believe him, I'm going to have to kill you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So where does that come from?
Is it an intolerance?
But it's beyond their comprehension that you even say that to them. You're just scum on their shoe. Because their sanity is more real than your sanity.
Yeah. That's weird, though, if you think about it. Cause, like,
the human being has been reduced to that. That thinking where they're going to exterminate you for not liking the food that they like.
I don't think we've been reduced to that. I think that's what we always have been. Go back to the fucking tribes, man. Like, you know, alright, we're worshipping stone god, but fucking the boys next door are worshipping tree god. But tree god isn't fucking real, right? It's
again,
stone
it's all
god.
down to misinformation and misperceptions and all of these things. You live in a land of confusion, man.
You do, and you
constantly
you choose what to believe. Then, if it's a land of misrepresentation and misinformation, then you got to choose what to believe. You got to decide what's true and what's false for you, right?
If I climb up a tree and I think I can fly, I'm convinced I'm going to hit the ground and break something. So yeah, I'm not going to go up a tree.
You might sprout wings, though.
These are my facts.
Yeah.
I went a little bit up a tree, fell off a tree, and that's what happened. So if I go higher, it's just going to get more of a bang. So, you know, you go for a walkie trip, you cut yourself. Okay, I hurt, I bleed. You educate yourself. You know what I mean? You don't have some fruitcake tell you, well, if you go and do X, Y, and Z, it'll heal overnight. There'll be no scars. Okay, batshit crazy.
Painkillers. That's what painkillers can do.
But it's
modern medicine.
I mean, like, there's too much information. Irrelevant of it being... I try to break it down to just entertainment. Just keep it all as fuck. Look at it all as entertainment.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'd see a movie when I was a kid and there'd be an emotional connection. And then the traits of a character, like they could be righteous. They could be all of this. You might say... that person is an inspiration, that character, and you'll take those traits and you say, yeah, I like this kind of character. I'm going to be this kind of character. And you add it to your character.
Yeah.
So, it's just, there's nothing black and white. Everything is so fucking nuanced and complicated and layered.
So then what do you do?
You go crazy.
Yeah.
If you can't beat them, join them.
And that's what everyone's doing, isn't it?
No, sometimes they do it, and then they get bored of that too, because their consciousness says, you're wasting time, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Get back at it.
You know, when you get caught in a riptide, you know, the best thing you can actually do is just lie on your back and just go with the current, you know. If you swim against it, you'll fucking drown, man.
Well, you won't find me getting caught in any of them, because sharks keep me out of the water.
No, but fucking, I'm just talking about, like...
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Is it better to just go with the fucking flow?
Sometimes if you're looking out the window at the storm, ripping up your fucking greenhouse, just say boo fucking who. Don't go out and try to fucking fight the storm
You're not going to beat the storm, man.
Wait till the storm is over and then go out and pick up the pieces and see if you can fix it.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
But we're living in like an eternal storm, aren't we, right?
No, we're not. You can easily get caught up in it because you could be tired from your everyday life. And you know, you can watch the wrong fucking information that'll give you that idea. It could be a minority on the realm you live in with the big microphone. And that's what you hear. But it's only a minority fucking nobody over there who's probably sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talking crazy. So it's like entertainment. Haha, you're funny. I'll make a meme. And that's it. That's all. Every day I wake up, I say to myself, take none of this shit seriously. This is just a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what's needed. You need to have the food on the table, clothes on the kids. That's all you need. Keep that machine going. That's your core.
Everything else is entertainment.
Now people say, well, what if I don't... What's important to you, basically? You know what it is, and you know how to maintain it. You do what you got to do to maintain it.
So what is it? Is everything else irrelevant then?
Well, you are more important than everything, because if you stop working, there's a knock-on effect. So you got to keep yourself... You're constantly kind of... having the shit scared out of you, things you can control. So you have to fucking constantly remind yourself, nothing to do with you. You can't do shit here. That's something to do. Some shit happening over on the other side of the world. Nothing to do with you. Why are you even watching it? Why are you entertaining this?
Yeah.
Go watch a comedian. Cheer yourself up. Be happy.
That's weird, isn't it? You know, and it's like...
Try to because I get weighed down sometimes, and I might forget myself. Because I get, like you said, into that riptide, and then you be talking to someone and they're looking at you like you've two heads, and like, what the the fuck? And then you get it. You're like, I know what's happening. And you gotta fucking just get in and fix the machine. Just readjust, realign. Recalibrate.
With what?
With self.
The most important thing.
You know who you are. You know who you are.
Do we ever, man?
Yes, you do. But at the same time, you know you can go fucking star crazy too, and that could be fun.
But we're constantly fucking changing, man. So what
You're not constantly. You have a core. Imagine a straight line, and there's just all this fucking stuff orbiting that line. Sometimes it'll fuck off. Some things will come in. You know, you're just trying. You're like a fat kid in a shop. I'll try that one. I don't like that one. I like this one. I'll have a bag of them.
And you always know then that's the fucking one to go for.
But then you grow up and you realise sugar's bad for you, and you just don't go to that shop anymore. You know what I mean? Everything is changing, constantly changing. Just fucking learn how to dance, and just dance. It's no biggie, really. At the end of the day, I mean, we're all guilty of getting too serious about ourselves.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. You gotta look in the mirror and say, "Shut the fuck up. You're pissing me off." And then you laugh at yourself. And I think I'm getting crazy. Good. All fucking time. Have a drink. Yeah. Have a drink and think some mad shit. But I'll keep it on the happy, like.
Entertainment. Right?
Entertainment is one thing, but the inside entertainment is the best thing.
Yeah.
Because that's all geared toward, it's like getting to your goal through play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what happens. You're playing with ideas in your head, and it's all geared. It's like you can get a philosophy expressed in a story that becomes a movie, and you're watching a movie and you're loving something, and there's something about the philosophy that's speaking to you. So you find out who later on. I mean, there were some movies that I was like, that's mad. Then you'll hear it was based on this book written by this person who was a philosopher.
Yeah.
Then you hear about their philosophy. Then you hear about the critics say about their philosophy. And you're like, oh, but I love the books. I love the movie. These critics are cunts. Let's kill them.
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Yeah.
It's not that they don't know what they're talking about. They're just a natural opposition to it. That's all.
Yeah.
They're not there to be hated, but they seem to take it upon themselves to hate anything to do with that philosophy or that book, or those who read that book and get enjoyment out of it. They can't acknowledge the fact that everyone has a different fucking trigger for a different thing. They just need to calm the fuck down.
Critics,
people, calm the fuck down.
And what? Just fucking go with the flow, yeah.
Well, treat people like you'd like to be treated.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's a nice mantra to go through life with, I think.
Yeah.
And just don't be getting in everybody's business. Be private. You can do all these crazy public things, but you can still be private. You can still be very private. You know?
Yeah.
Because most of the shit you see is all made up shit anyway. There's nothing significant there. It's just bubblegum.
Bubblegum. It's an interesting fucking thing to call it.
I mean, what is bubblegum like?
No one fucking knows.
It tastes good and you can just keep you occupied.
Yeah, but you don't know what the fuck it is.
It's not getting in your way though.
No.
So fuck it.
But you don't know what the fuck it is.
What is care?
What is bubblegum?
Bubblegum.
What's that fucking flavour?
It's a joy.
It is a joy.
It's a joy. It's a harmless joy.
A harmless joy, but you don't know what it is. So is that okay? Is it okay to just accept things just for what they are? And
you don't change them? Are you willing to put in the time and the effort, physically and mentally, to change them?
Oh man,
or do you go with the flow? Will I drink the water in this bottle? Well, it must be safe. It wouldn't be in a bottle sold in a shop otherwise, would it?
No.
Right, we know that's bullshit sometimes.
But we think it's bullshit the whole time. Don't we? Do we not give out about shit that we can change all the time? You know.
Of course, you can change. There's lots you change. You just stop watching this shit. You stop listening to this shit. You stop voting for that party. You stop voting for this person. You stop going hanging out with these people. You stop going drinking. You stop. There's loads you control, and there's loads of decisions you make.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do change what you can change. But if you're going to start paying attention to a world that you don't live in, and start worrying about that, you're tapped. Trump, Biden, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? You understand
facts.
You understand the significance of how their decisions might affect where you live in time.
Yeah.
But today, whatever.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I feel like people get more caught up in American politics.
No, they get more caught up in sport.
Foreign sport and stuff like the fucking Premier League and shit, right? Or fucking UFC or whatever it may be.
But they're
And it doesn't affect your life in any way, shape or form at all.
doesn't affect me at all, no.
Yeah, but that's bubblegum though, right?
But I don't fucking pour myself into it. I know it's there, and sometimes I might get a 15-minute compressed fucking synopsis of it. That's it. That's all I need. I don't even need it. I'm just like, if I'm going to be meeting people, I know what they're consuming.
Yeah.
So I got to be able to speak their language. So, yeah. It's basically good manners. You know what I mean?
What, to speak their language?
Yeah. It's a show of respect, like.
Yeah, but sometimes, what if they're...
You're not there to re-educate them or rewire them. You're just talking.
It's cool to just listen to people sometimes, you know. I feel like we do a lot of talking all the time, you know. A lot of...
Well, people are...
What's
they've
that
been
fucking...
disengaged with... I mean, look at the life that you live. You go to work, that's grand. But a lot of it is under artificial light. And then you have these hierarchies inside offices and fucking whatnot. And you get these physically you're looking at them and thinking, I could so kill you in like 2 seconds. Who the fuck? But they get
Why are
this
you
fucking,
in fucking charge of
but
me?
because of the construct that they're existing in, mentally, they think they're like...
They're God.
But their whole manner then is not nice. No, I'm not saying everyone's like it, 'cause you can have the polar opposite them and they're so nice that you want to kill them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are just, it's like they're
Never met
afraid
someone
to
who's
just be.
so nice I want to kill him.
You just want to be who you are. And, you know, I've met people who just annoy me, but I see that that's who they are. They're genuine. So, okay, you're genuine, but you're annoying, but okay.
You just got to accept it.
I see you, basically.
Yeah. For
But
what you are.
I see you acting out something, and I'm not here to fucking be your punch bag in any capacity. So then you can just walk away.
Yeah.
You know? But a lot of people have put themselves in a situation where they can't. They have to suffer this shit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, I don't know. I hope some days to read it on the news, he just lost it. He threw him out the window. We're 15 stories up. Oh, well done, you.
Good
You're
fucking
free.
job. Yeah. Fuck, man, I'm drinking a lot of fluid here.
It's the smoke in the room, I'd say.
I'm fucking 2 cups of coffee deep.
This is my old bow, actually. It was the first bow.
I was looking at it, I was like, is that a weird mic stand?
No, that was my first proper bow. Well, I'd say my second proper bow that I bought. I bought this one over here. It's a fucking beauty of a bow. But it's too strong for me. I nearly broke my nose using it. It's a beautiful bow. It's a Sage Sanic.
What's
and
the...
it's 50 pound of pressure.
Fuck, man.
You're pulling that back and you're like that. And when you let it go and then bang into the face, you get
rip through like 7 fucking people if you shot that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's a fucking... You can go hunting with that. But it's a lovely ornament.
Yes.
But the new bow is savage.
Is that a mandolin? No, that's the wrong shape for
Sorry,
mandolin.
excuse me. I think that's some fucking... I forget what it's called.
Oh, that's the front of it. I thought it was the back.
One of the kids stood on it.
Oh, yeah?
So I glued it back together and now it's just an ornament. It's got a crack down here. But it had a lovely sound about it. I'm sure I had to go on YouTube to figure out how to play it. And just when I was about getting there...
It's the weirdest looking fucking thing, man.
But the sound off it was lovely.
Yeah?
It was really weird. Really nice. It kind of... A mandolin would be richer. Have a richer, better...
Yeah.
It sounded more familiar to you than what this is a foreign thing. Different culture altogether. There was a bar there to lift the strings.
It's fucking cool, though.
It is cool.
I really like that sometimes, you know, because like we live, you know, again in, you know, our Western civilization, whatever like that. So we listen to the same kind of music, we watch the same kind of movies. I think every now and again it's nice to get a bit of a kind of a culture shock, right? And just listen to some fucking, I don't know.
Why?
Because it's just cool, man.
That's not. If it's cool, it's cool. You don't need. It doesn't matter where it is.
It's bubblegum. right?
No,
you don't know what something is, but you just like it.
You don't
for
like
what it is.
music for the sake of like music. You like music because it has it touches you. That's why you like the music you like, unless you're a pussy and you're just going with the crowd.
No,
you
but
like what you like.
there's a third category.
What's that?
There's you listen to music because it has a profound effect, and you follow the crowd and you listen to your Justin Bieber, or you listen to your top 5 in the charts.
No.
But your third category is you listen to like some fucking really obscure, like what I do sometimes, right, is I listen to soundtracks from movies.
Yeah.
Like Hans Zimmer or
I love him.
that other fella. What's his name? John something. He did like the Harry Potter and stuff like that. Really all great fucking composers. And I don't listen to it because it has profound effect on me. Now, in fairness, some of them do. But sometimes I just listen to it because it just fucking sounds cool. And sometimes I listen to some really fucking obscure. I listen to opera every now and again.
Opera's
even though it's
cool.
like, it is cool. It is cool. But I don't know.
Do you see Pavarotti's thing with James Brown?
Pavarotti not dead.
He did an album, but he did this album where he'd sing with all these singers, rock stars and stuff.
Pavarotti. But Andrea Bocelli, no?
No, not him. He's the blind guy.
Yeah.
Pavarotti's the fat guy.
He sang with...
The fat guy sang with all the rocks. He did it first, like...
Cool.
It is cool. You get it on YouTube. It's that's what I love about YouTube. It's like living, breathing library of fucking awesomeness.
It is.
It can have all the weird shit and all the freaky shit.
Yeah.
If you want it, you will find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. I mean, you're on about living in the Western whatever bin, but without it, I mean, like I keep telling everyone who has a fucking phone, it's your TV radio station, and if you're doing anything that is a visual thing, you have to start fucking developing this habit with it where you're recording your shit. Be it your fucking paintings, your stonework, your fucking music, whatever it is. I mean, as an aspiring actor, I would definitely be thinking that, especially the way Hollywood is kind of getting pummeled. I mean, all these actors now who are just, some of them hadn't even gone to acting school. They just happen to be in the right place. They have a right look about them. They get an opportunity and they embrace it.
And they're shit.
But they grow into it. Some of them grow into it, you know what I mean?
Like apprentices.
But you tell me where's the downside? If you were to start doing like a vlog once a month about your fucking your journey as a person in your time, at your age, in your geography, with the aspirations for acting that you have, you sit down and you say, "What have I been doing? This is what I've been doing. What's my objective?" And you're just having a conversation with yourself, and then you watch that. I truly believe that you will learn something about yourself, or bring something more to the fore to you. And I think it's a damn good habit to just start nurturing. I mean,
probably not losing anything, right?
How are you losing anything?
And
it's only a gain. You learn more about you in that exercise. Even if you say, right, for 6 weeks, every day for 6 weeks, when I have a moment to myself, I'm going to take up the phone and I'm going to have a chat. Video recording of you having a chat with your whatever.
With yourself.
That's it.
Kind of.
And just, try to keep it to just you. What affects you emotionally or otherwise.
Yeah, don't be like branching off.
What are you doing in regards to the landscape that you're hoping to be living in?
Yeah.
With the acting and all of that. Then you might say, well, I see what I'm saying there, but it's like, it's just run of the mill what everyone else is doing. What can I do outside of this? What's happening kind of underground nearly?
Yeah.
And then, it might start helping you to fucking get a better perspective
of where you need to go or that kind of thing.
By just listening to yourself in that way. Look, just try it for 6 weeks. You can come back and tell me, listen, you're cracked. That's bullshit. I wasted so much fucking credit.
I could have fucking done so much else in that fucking time.
But I think it's very important, and I would recommend you do this. If I was to say anything to you, that's what I would tell you.
I'll fucking try it, man.
It has nothing to do with nobody. It's just you with you.
Just give it a go.
But you just be honest with yourself and just talk whatever you're going to talk. No. The only prep is you're sitting down, click, record.
Yeah.
And blah blah blah.
Be honest with yourself though. That's fucking.
It can only be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It doesn't matter how long it is. Try not to delete them. try to save them onto some device somewhere that no one will get, like a diary for you. But then I find, like, when you get into a pattern and you're thinking, fuck it, I've made these, I've progressed, and this has kind of helped. Then you might be thinking, you know what? I'm going to fucking start up a YouTube channel, and it's going to be basically about what you're at. And you're going to put all the stuff, because now you've evolved to a place of confidence. You're going to put all that stuff that was all private up on your channel. That's all about being an aspiring actor in Ireland in 2024.
Cool.
And then you might say, fuck it. When things start happening, maybe you can start talking about it and turn it into a little podcast. And then you've double bubble. You've video and you've a podcast.
Oh, cool.
And it's all on your channel. And then like-minded people from wherever on the fucking globe who tune into YouTube, depending on how you word shit, might get in touch with you and say, hey dude, I'm in the same boat as you. Did you try this? Or did you try? And you might get ideas that might blow your fucking mind.
And that's when you're taking inspiration from other people, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see?
But you have to say it blows your mind.
Yeah.
It could blow your mind, but it's not my idea, fuck you.
Yeah.
You could be that, you could be that too. It depends on where you are in yourself.
100%.
But I think if you start with this, you will learn more about you in the shortest space of time. And you'll be able to adjust and adapt and just say, is this really what I want to do?
Yeah. I'll give it a go.
You know what I mean? It does no harm.
I'm dying for a piss. Can that be paused?
I'll edit that out, but we can... where are we? We're at 146.
Want to keep going?
Do you want to keep going? It's up to you, like.
I can keep fucking going, man. You're not getting bored, are you?
No.
I'm just fucking... I have to...
Da-da-dum. Ba 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 ba.
Sorry about that, man.
No worries.
Where do we travel to next?
So you seem to be firmly convinced that they landed on the moon.
We're going to go there.
Well, I'm just wondering why you're so convinced that they did.
I'm not so convinced that they did, but it's just... And you know what, right? There was a lot of, like, political implications there, wasn't there, you know? Like, there was a lot going on at the time, you know, the height of the Cold War. there was the space race, which had, you know...
Space race, I don't know about that.
It was a fucking thing, man. It was this Western...
Yeah, I know what they told you.
It was
I
like...
know what's available for you to browse, but I mean...
But you know what's the worst thing about it, right? Is they tell us that we got to the moon because of the space race, but I think the space race also creates a circumstance where it's very plausible that they did fake it. Because why don't we just fucking fake this shit? Beat the Russians or whatever like that, and everyone think we're fucking great. We're the kings, you know.
But if you go back 150 years and check out the history of the Queen scientists of England, I know everyone say about technology, blah 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 blah. Astronomers though, astronomers had some very interesting things to say, and you know it's there's one astronomer, I forget his name. He was famous back then in this, as they call them, the silly days. And he was like a dedicated fucking astronomer. He did paintings of his observations of the moon through the most powerful fucking telescope that he had. And the detail that he put in his paintings was fucking crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the telescopes they back then, man, were just shit, right?
They weren't. They were shit hot.
Were they?
Yeah. It's, I don't know, it's just for me, I say, I don't believe that they went to the moon. Someone convinced me otherwise, without any doubt. I've seen no one can put that without any doubt.
Why?
Because they can't.
No, like what? Why would they fake it?
Who knows what their ends are? I mean, it's all about we're better, we're the best. Look at the shit, the propaganda they've gone with the UFO people, for example. They've put out they've fanned the flames of the UFO story, we'll say, for like since the 40s. And then they've cleverly put it in such a way that wasn't a UFO, bitch, that was the military with some high-tech shit. That other countries saying, wait a minute, obviously there's no aliens, obviously there's no UFOs, so it's obviously their technology. It's all propaganda, like. It's all just weeding shit. But then you have people, if you look at the numbers, there's a psychologist, was it in Canada? Well, there was a few psychologists that kind of networked. And if you got the number of people that was in their care, if you will, and the stories that they told them of being abducted by aliens, if you take the fucking numbers, which went into the millions of people, all geographically different places.
Yeah.
Now either they're telling the truth and that's a problem, okay, or they're all fucking deluded, and that's even more significant of a problem, I think. When you have people, that amount of people, that should be addressed one way or the other. You know what I mean? Clearly there's a problem. And it's a shared problem of that scale. And they're ignoring it. It's kind of fobbed off. And the media have been instructed to put this character assassination on anyone who'll even utter the word alien, UFO, blah, 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 abduction. You're just banned to the loony bin. And society will shun you for questioning anything.
Do you know what? By doing
that's
that,
what I'm interested in. Not the content of the story, but the reaction of the establishment.
Yeah,
that's where my interest is. All these women, I'm going on a diet, but none of them are talking. Not one of them are going to go and talk to a jockey. A lifetime of dieting. You know, he'll tell you exactly how you get down to whatever you want to get down and stay there.
I'm gonna get the same 14-inch pizza without a taco fry, but I'll get the water instead.
Up to the bin.
I had a cool teacher though, like, you know, for politics and society, you know, and he was like, I think it was more him than the subject itself, you know, and that's what I liked about the subject is it kind of it granted me for the first time the ability to kind of think for myself a little bit, you know.
You think?
I actually do, you know, because like we do everyone from Marx, you know, so communist to Nazi, or something like that. I hear
everything you're saying, but what happens 10 years in the next 10 years, where you actually travel a bit and you don't have mammy or daddy or any friends or family to fucking count on, you and your wits, and you get battered from pillar to post. All that'll mean nothing to you. It'll be just like, well, that was the safe time I lived.
No, but it won't inform you. It helps you pick apart things a little bit, doesn't it?
I don't know.
like
when you get a bit of a kicking from life, then your whole thought process changes because you're now tuned into reality. You're now tuned into where you are and what you need to do to survive.
Yeah.
And that's very different to sitting in the classroom listening to fucking philosophy about politics.
Yeah, it is. You're sheltered inside there.
You're extremely sheltered.
Yeah.
And you're being conditioned. Don't think you're not. We've all been in the middle where we're getting conditioned.
Yeah, no,
some of us
were
were good and we were rewarded with a good job, great pay, and all of that jazz. But then you're wondering why you're depressed. And you're wondering why you might have a drinking problem or a fucking drug problem. You've been so disconnected from yourself.
You're lacking that kind of
meaning.
Almost.
You see the losers from your school days and they're having a great time. Because they were dictated, you were told they were losers because they weren't doing, their grades weren't great. They weren't punctual. They weren't showing up for school. Their uniform was always not great.
Yeah.
But look at them now. They're having a great time. They're happy. They've everything they want. It might be just a bunch of kids hanging off them.
Yeah.
And they're loving all of that. And they're being whatever. They have a life that they're happy with, that they wanted. Not what they wanted them to have.
Do you know what's shitty though, right? Is like, you have those people, the losers in school, and then you have the good boys in school. But then you have the other people then, and they're intelligent and they have the potential to do well. But then when they don't, they're kind of shunned because it's like they've wasted their potential. Right? Is that not such bullshit though, right? You know?
Well,
because
they can't be that intelligent if they didn't figure a way out that would benefit them. They
yeah,
might
but why
they're
do
just
benefit?
a good monkey. They could take the information and regurgitate it as they were told. That doesn't make them intelligent. That just makes them lazy, I think.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't really question, what the fuck am I sitting in this shithole for?
No, but if you do have those people who are questioning that, and they don't do well in their fucking exams, whatever the fuck,
yeah.
But then they're looked on like they haven't achieved their potential.
But they don't give a fuck how they're looked at.
No, they don't. And that's a fucking good thing, but they're shunned for some reason. Is that not the way you should be?
But they're probably delighted to be shunned from that shit. I'd be delighted.
It's fucking, it's never good to be shunned, I don't think.
You think
we're a tribal fucking animal.
They're gonna fucking give you all the sweet cake to keep you at the party. They're not gonna be terrorising you, like.
No, probably.
All I know is I'm getting up, whatever time I get up, 6 a.m. Hopefully have at least one good cup of coffee out of 3. And get to a job on time and enjoy my day. Doing something, learning something, having a laugh, and just fucking having a rich day. Then I'll come home and I'll probably start editing this and start thinking timing when it's going to go out and thinking then about the next one and then thinking about the weekend. There's an archery competition, then hopefully I might get some arrows shot tomorrow evening. Unlikely tomorrow evening, but Friday's definitely penciled in. So it's like, you know, these are all things I want to do. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be worried about Bill Gates or fucking what's happening in America or even England or even Dublin. I don't give a fuck. But sometimes when I meet people who are like, it's affecting their physical self,
it's their whole
I
life.
feel an inclination to break them out of it.
Yeah.
Say, listen, don't let them do that to you.
Yeah.
Be free.
I think I was talking to you about that before, like, you know, it's that we forget that we're animals, right? That we live in that we live in nature. You know,
animals are better equipped than we are to fucking live on this place.
100%, because we've this higher state of consciousness now, and it's freaking us out. You know, it's like we get, you know, worried about the concept of like, a third world war.
Well, you got to look at it this way though. Animals know instinctively where they're from, what they're about. We don't know where we're from. Nope. We don't know what we're from. We don't know what we're about
or why we're here.
All we know is some fucking group of us got some fucking thing going on, and it seems to have the rest of us under a spell.
Yeah. And
there's a few of them there that are starting to vibrate in a different way and say, this is not right. This is not right. And it's like they're amping up their fucking pressure to say they're the crazy people, not us. But you owe us all your life, okay? Just don't forget that.
So what's the solution?
Kill them.
Just fucking put them up against the post, start again.
No, because there's always going to be someone to replace. You know? There's always going to be some other mad king who thinks, you know, I know where they went wrong. I know how to do it right. But it's the same thing at the end of the day. Just some megalomaniac.
But like,
just educate yourself enough where you can hopefully sidestep the effects of their crazy.
Yeah.
And keep you and yours relatively safe, where they can have, you know, a relatively good life, safe enough, you know, where they'll survive it to when they're meant to survive it and experience what they want to experience. And just, you know, hopefully have a loving, rich, true life. Because, I mean, you're going to die.
So just enjoy it, well.
Just fucking do what you want to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean you have to go conquer the fucking world or climb Mount Everest. It could be simply, I'm good at video games. Well, hey, enjoy it. But just try to get a balanced show every day, you know? Get out more than you're in. You know what I mean? Think, read stuff. Like books. It doesn't have to be it could be just flowery books. Doesn't, as long as you enjoy reading it, fucking just get reading it. Build your vocabulary.
Yeah.
And try to get it going, you know?
Expose yourself to different
just
different
taste
things,
things, you know what I mean? I know, there's a lot of things I don't like, and I know why I don't like them. Because I've tasted them, I've listened to them, I've experienced them.
Yeah.
And that's not for me.
at this point. But then you might.
But I'm in no. You have it now. You're just. I don't know. You're just not counting on it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's like the wheel is always turning for everyone at different times.
Yeah, it is.
So it's like, at some time there's a tangent, a point of contact, and that's where there's similarities. No matter the ages or anything. So everything is just fucking turning all the time.
That's beautiful though, like, isn't it?
It is. It's
you know
cool.
what I mean?
It's a fucking dance.
It is.
Just dance.
Just fucking.
So get a bow, dig up archery, and join the Red Fox Archers.
Yeah.
That's our new club.
That's the club.
It's fucking cool, man.
Everything's birds, man. What's the infatuation with birds? Where's that come from?
Freedom.
That's cool. I like that.
Freedom. It's all about freedom. But these guys are like, they're messengers along with the horse. In dreams, they're messengers. So it's a nice idea.
Yeah.
And it's like a conversation. That's why I don't like. I was saying, Charlie, I don't prepare shit. Just be on time for you and sit down and just let it out.
Yeah.
And it'll go where it'll have. A conversation should be able to go wherever it'll go. It shouldn't be
Can go like a fucking million ways.
Just say like, I don't know what you're talking about. Let's go this way. Okay, let's go over there.
Yeah.
Just let it fucking flourish. Let it
freedom,
fly
yeah.
all over the place.
It's cool.
There's no fucking pattern. Well, there is a pattern later on when you're looking at it.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what we've been talking about. And I love that.
I forgot everything.
But it's like when I watched, the last one I did now was with Stephen, and it was down for 3 hours plus. So I watched it, I got it, I had to watch it to fucking edit out bits and bobs, just like running out the door for a piss kind of thing,
Yeah.
And even at that I edited it not so great. But I didn't give a fuck. Because once I came in the door, there was talks. I said, I've got to keep that in. So that's how I do it. I don't conform to an idea of doing it. It's just like, I don't know. This feels okay to me.
Yeah.
And like I said, no one's been forced to watch or listen. But for me, it's a joy. I love doing it.
Yeah.
And I tell you should do it. I don't know that I told Stephen to do it, but Stephen,
I think if Stephen did it,
feck off.
I'm
too busy.
Yeah, the thought police will be coming down pretty hard on that one, right?
But I know guys. I know a few guys who think because they think. Now, alcohol abuse might have a lot to do with it. That they've imprisoned themselves in their own fucking head, in their own little apartment. And they've kind of limited their life experience. It's like they've died already, nearly.
Yeah.
And that for me is a fucking tragedy.
It's like you got that kind of like tunnel vision, right? You forget that everything is so
They're
much
making assumptions. Bigger. And they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I do what I do because I enjoy it. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be in something I don't like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I'm like, well, if you put this out there now, and say people come across it, and say you might even know one or two people from around it who'll see it and they'll say, what's this cracker talking about? What if they have an opinion? And my honest to God opinion of that is, who gives a fuck? Because it's nothing to do with me after that. This is all, the moment is what it's about. Putting it out there is just like, why not? Why not?
Just fuck it, man. We got to lose, right?
Well, it was never an issue for me. It would never have been an issue. My issue was, am I comfortable in a room by myself talking aloud? And the answer is, no, I wasn't. I was pure retarded. Like, I had maybe a week of trying it, and I said, if I don't get this, I'm not doing it. Because I was busting my buddy's balls about, why aren't you doing this? You should be doing this. You're so tailor-made for it. Because he loves telling you how to do stuff, especially with art. Yeah. And he had a great way of communicating it. And he has his own studio. He could do it easy, and I think he'd be very popular. So I'm busting his balls about that, and then one day I might have gone a bit too far. In my head I'm saying, yeah, you just give him a break. You're busting his fucking brain. He obviously doesn't want to do it. Yeah. And then I'm thinking, maybe if I do it,
he will see
he might see a value about it. He doesn't. But I enjoyed it so much.
I thought there was going to be a fucking happy ending there, man.
The happy ending is I get to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like I started with the art thing because that was the whole reason of doing it. But then it's like you fell into a new medium and you realised there's a new way of working this medium.
Yeah.
And it's nothing to do what you thought it was. So once you got to, I was going to wait till I got to 100. I was so committed that I'd be getting to 100. Like, what if you run out of things to say? I said, just if you get up and you get out and you have your day,
you'll always
after a bunch of days, it doesn't matter how mundane they are, they're there. So that's the way it fell out. And I'm like, this is so much fun. It's cool. I like it. And that's all that matters.
That's pretty fun.
If I'm happy with it, I do it.
Yeah.
Like I said, no one's been force-fed anything.
No.
It's like I go through a bunch of things, I'm like, this is shit, move on. And that's it. You know, something might get your eye and you give it a go, but if it's not for you, it's not for you. But I recommend it with your aspirations, it's definitely something you should do. Because it's totally in sync with what you're aspiring for. You know, you are the fucking painting in a sense. So you are going to be on display, expressing a particular character, going through various storylines and whatnot. Yeah. So you have to get familiar with your facial expressions. Even when you might be making things that, this face, this would suit this thing I did. And then you're like, what was that thing? And then you're like, you're fucking around with that.
One thing I'm really curious to see actually, because I don't watch a lot of videos of myself ever.
I don't know. Dude, when I started, it was the most awkward feeling you'll get.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But then after a while, I think why the first one that worked was when I lost it.
Really?
Okay. Bit of a tantrum. I goes, that could work. So I just fucking started from there. And you kind of learn as you go along. You know what I mean? You're not going to know shit. Even now I know shit. I know now more that I know nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm now just aware of how much I don't know.
That's like the thing we were talking about a while ago, you know, there's so much fucking information and shit, it's actually impossible to know.
I don't have anything, I don't consciously go to find something to help me with this.
Yeah. Because
I figured, right, that's what they all seem to be doing. So it's like a factory boy bands nearly. I want to be a rock band. I don't want to. I just want to let it fucking breathe, let it do its own thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, don't try to make it something it's not. Just let it be what it is.
Let it grow naturally, I suppose, and things. Yeah.
So, but again, I mean, it's fun.
It's fun.
It's great when people come in, but it's equally great if they don't come in.
And what? Just doing it on your own?
Just do your own thing.
Oh.
It's like, because I have in my head, I have to be disciplined. I have to have something out once a week. Until I get to the 100, and then I can reassess the situation in regards to what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Where I can do better and all that kind of. But I said 100's about a good number. You should have surely enough experience
to look at it and be like,
to get a better idea of what's what.
Yeah.
So there's no panic. There's no pressure. It's your own little project for self.
This will be what, 77, 78, something like that?
I think it's 76.
Is it? Yeah.
Which blows my mind even just saying that.
So is that 76 weeks then? Have you been doing kind of constantly?
That's Blackbird, I think.
Once a week.
Well, once a week, yeah.
For 70, so what, a year and a half?
About that, yeah.
That's cool, man. I'd say it's something kind of
I don't
healthy
even realise it as a year and a half.
Yeah.
That's why I don't say, like, you know, because some of them I listen and halfway through they come on and say, by the way, you're listening to, I know I'm listening to you cunt. What are you coming on in the middle of it telling me I'm listening to you?
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, they've just kind of broken a link in a chain. So I just, like I said, I put on the thing at the start and at the end, make sure there's nothing, you know, and I fucking throw it up in its entirety. And that's it. Easy.
It's fluid, it's natural.
Yeah, but it's so quick. Do you know? And like I said, things will just pop out of your head that you just might have been mulling over for weeks and months, and then something would trigger it, and boom. And then when you're editing it later on, you're like, that was that thing I was thinking about. And then you might go paint it or draw it or whatever.
Yeah, that's cool, you know, because I think we've so many like just passing thoughts and stuff, and even like the last like however long.
My attention span is shit.
Really? Yeah.
Shut the
like,
shit.
We've been here for like probably like what 2 hours, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, I do not know what I've been saying. You know?
That's the case.
But the great thing is we can like go back and be like, oh, we were talking about that one thing. I'm interested in that. I'd like to know more about that thing.
Triggers,
you know?
these things, because even when I used to go for interviews, dude, I wouldn't know what the fuck I was saying. The minute I had the door closed on my way out, I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Until I started going in and I'd be interviewing the interviewers, because I'd be like, let's change it up. You kind of need a job, but you don't really want that particular job, because you have no business here. You're just thinking it's a payday. And sometimes you're thinking, fuck them, their payday. And then you're going to have fun with it.
Yeah.
So you start, you know, get a big spoon, start stirring the soup.
Stirring the fucking,
And have a laugh. And then you get, I tried, but they don't want me. Yes. No. But I think we will call it a day now. 9 o'clock.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming on the Blackbird. I like to think that you come back in 6 months' time with a whole backlog of fucking, I did the video thing, and this is my channel, would you subscribe and like? And
we'll give it a shout out,
but you know
when it fucking comes to fruition, right?
You could meet your best teacher by putting your shit out there.
Yeah, you could.
You know what I mean? You gotta the inspiration. You can, how would you say, not go looking for it, because you should be your own inspiration, but you can. Someone could mirror it for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that could be just someone saying, "Jeez, you're so mad heading you on the video," and then you might don't ever reply to any fucking cracker. Just put in a smiley face and a thank you.
Yeah, smile and
if
wave.
you're even going to do that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's the funniest people that'll be like, you know, smart comments. That's just their language of saying like they like what you're about, and then, you know, you might start communicating, and you find out this person's a great laugh.
Yeah.
You know, and you start getting some ideas. So do it. That's what I would say.
Fucking try.